And chat, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. And I am actually kind of emotional right now. The stream intro song that I played today is a remix of the Deltarune end credits theme. It's Deltarune, Don't Forget, the Lightner's live rock version by Nyx the Shield Official. That's NYX. And it's just, oh, it's so good. I am obsessed. I found that I saw this right before the stream, and oh, it's so good. And seriously, Don't Forget I'm With You in the Dark. It's just such a line. Oh, it's such a good line. I love it. All right, let me bring the stream crew on. Excuse me. Where's my mouse? There we go. Beep boop.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
Going well.
Going all right.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Don't Forget I'm With You in the Dark is that it's hard to tell if it's a threat or if it's meant to be comforting.
Well,
Which
I
is
find
true
it comforting.
for a whole lot of stuff in Deltarune, so that's very on brand for the whole project.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. God, like, even Ralsei technically falls into that, jeez.
He strikes me as well-intentioned, but maybe kind of missing the plot here.
Well, we know that Chris doesn't actually like or trust him properly.
Great.
Yeah, well... Although the question is, like, does Chris...
Hey, 210 days.
Does Chris have a good reason for disliking Ralsei, or is it just that he reminds them of Asriel? Because there's probably some sort of drama there.
I'm one of those people that headcanons that Ralsei is made from the little, like, prop horns that Chris wore when he was a little kid.
Yeah, like with Chris being the unfavorite child, there's got to be some lingering tension there.
And what's Ralsei been saying to him when your soul's looking at other characters?
And it almost always has the tone as if Ralsei is trying to comfort Chris and make Chris accept the situation. It's really fascinating.
Yeah.
We love Deltarune here, but I think we should perhaps... I'm joking.
Yes.
I cannot wait for June 5th.
Alright, June 5th.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, June's going to be a busy month between... there's... Like, you're going to have to move while all this bullshit is happening in June, aren't you?
Yep. Yep. So, June, the current plans for June. Heiko is arriving in Maine on May 28th. We're packing up my stuff over the course of the week. We're shipping it out via U-Haul on June 6th. And on June 7th, we're flying to Nebraska to await the arrival of my stuff. Then, Heiko and possibly I are going to be dog-sitting for his parents for like a week. And then on the 29th of June, we're headed out to Idaho to visit his family. Which means that I don't know if I'm going to stream at all in June. Because I don't know when my stuff is going to arrive, and I don't know...
Please press buttons while you talk.
I pressed the button before you said something.
I know. Okay. We were staring at a static screen for a while there, my buddy.
I'm just imagining Loreweaver giving a whole update on her life to Regiment Rose.
He's like,
Rose does seem like the type to like. Rose does seem like the type to like get that effect, have that effect on people. Like people just come to his shop and start chit-chatting away about everything.
I'm just imagining that happening while he's doing all the measurements on the body. He's just
just like the equivalent of like a hairdresser.
Exactly. He's a hairdresser.
Okay.
The spy masters of Thanalan have tried to get him, on board with their circle for ages, but he refuses. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he is secretly a spy.
Yeah, Cynthia raises a good point. Why are we talking about Riddle and Rose?
That's true. It's the master is here.
Yeah. So yeah, no streaming in June, and then when you do get back to streaming, you'll have Deltarune and possibly Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I
here's
forced you to play Deltarune.
yeah, me too. Here's the thing. Depending on whether I go with Heiko to dog sit or not, or maybe even if I bring my computer equipment to there, I may do some streams in June, which would not be charged for, because then I just have even more backlog to get to. But I would work on some of the backlog that I owe my patrons, but I'd probably fit in Deltarune in there.
Yeah. Well, because if I remember correctly, it's just Chapter 3 that's coming out on June.
Nope.
No?
3 and 4. It's
Okay.
only 5 that we were kind of suggesting.
All right. Well, cause, I couldn't remember because the trailer said Chapter 4 is waiting, which implied to me anyway that Chapter 3 is coming out in June and Chapter 4 is coming out soon, probably within a couple of months, but not immediately on June 5th. I don't know, but maybe.
The trailer also mentioned that Chapter 1, 2, and 3 were waiting. Chapter 1 is waiting, Chapter 2 is waiting.
Okay, I see. Right.
Ah.
I forgot that was the presentation of information.
I wonder why they use that phrase, is waiting.
Well, I'm sure it'll make sense in a horrific way, because that's always how these sort of revelations happen with Deltarune. Alright, so I believe we are heading to the Crystarium for...
Yeah, for the tank roll quest.
Yeah. I forget, did we even start the tank roll quest, or did we just leave that entirely alone?
We started it.
Yeah.
We picked up all of the first ones.
Okay.
Now I need to remember how to play Dark Knight.
You have a big sharp slab. Hit things with it.
Yeah. Let's... Independence. Right. Oops, wrong direction. This way.
I'm every time I joke about it, I'm getting slightly more and more serious about the idea of Laura and Minda getting married just so Laura can teleport to Minda.
A wedding stream would be fun.
Sadly, she is gay.
Yeah. I mean, I have transed my gender before.
Can fix that.
Yeah, I have transed my gender before. We could make that a thing.
Fair enough.
There is another free Fantasia after all.
Yeah. I have it in my inventory.
Shaped by tragedy, grandson is eager to take to the road. All set to embark on our great hunt, Lore. Then let us be about it. Before you ask, I've no intention of leading us out into the wilds without even an inkling of Dakaia Sign's whereabouts. Norvrant may not be a particularly large realm, even before the Flood, but it'd take us a dozen lifetimes to scour every nook and cranny. So we'll start by asking around a place I know for a fact Dakaia Sign has attacked before, the village of Wright in Pelusia. While I don't have reason to believe he will return, I'd like to think that the survivors might know something of value. After all, you can be sure that they haven't forgotten the day the bastard came through. So let us be off then. Alright. Straight to right. Getting an inkling? Yeah, Loreweaver's being added to Smash.
Yeah.
God, there was that comic of the Inklings showing up to Smash for the first time, turning around and immediately seeing what's his face, the light thing that obliterates everyone with lasers, and just being like, ah!
You know, there's something very funny to me about how when we did the Maid's Quest, we each showed up with repping a different member of the Maid's family, and then for the Fizz Range and Dark Knight, we're just 3 Reapers and 3 Dark Knights high.
Welcome to Right. I reckon it might not seem like much to you, but to me... never mind. We'll save that conversation for after. Tracking down Dakaya's sign is what matters right now. Let's split up and ask after the bastard. Better odds of turning up useful information that way, I'd wager. Galeen, that's its name. Wow, what got up your butt? Ah, what? What do you want with me? The Sin Eater? The one that came and killed everyone? Oh, gods, is he here? Then why are you talking about him? Oh, I knew I should have stayed inside. There's nothing but death out here now. Death and horror and eaters and...
He'll be fine. Granson's here if you want to talk to him.
Oh, so he is. Come and find me after you've finished your inquiries. It's not a big village, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Where are you guys going?
Help, I'm having trouble.
I found them.
Ah.
Huh? Where did you come from? The sky. And what do you want with me? Dakaya's sign. That thrice-damned eater that's the spitting image of a Galgant knight? That Dakaya's sign? I can't help you. All I know is that when he came, he... Wicked White. If you had seen the carnage, you would... I'm sorry. I can't talk about this.
He's got like the most modern outfit we've seen yet, and he's got old man lines on him, and he's in the middle of like the world that we know is further back in development than we are. What?
Sanctuarium now that Sakurai is out of retirement. Sanctuarium is saying now that Sakurai is out of retirement, they are expecting Smash Ultimate Switch 2 edition with more DLC. I'm expecting the first thing. I'm hoping for more DLC. I think that's a lot. I think that's a big ask. That is like a pie in the sky dream. But like, I hope so much. That would be awesome. Just like kick the engine back up on the Smash hype train. Let's go.
Yeah.
God, those 2 years of following Smash updates to see who was going to get in were just so exciting.
Oh my god, it was so hype.
They should just do Smash Bros. Dojo again.
Like, the fact that like they actually got me with Sephiroth, that was the one that actually surprised me. Like the very first DLC character was Joker from Persona 5, and after that I was like, okay, well, anything's on the table, literally anything. No character could possibly surprise me right now. No character could possibly surprise me after that, and then Sephiroth like showed up. I was like, what the what?
Oh my god!
Me? Oh, go ahead.
I watched some reactions to Sora's reveal where people were just flipping out, and it was amazing.
Yeah, Sora was the perfect end cap to that whole thing. Anyway.
Yeah. What did surprise me was the fact that we didn't get Rayman.
Oh yeah.
There was already Rayman content in the game. He'd been a trophy in the previous game.
Mm-hmm.
How did we not get him?
Yeah. I'm sad we never got Spyro. That was always my pick.
Yeah.
Spyro or Knuckles.
Yeah, there's for like 80 some characters that they got in the game. Like there are still a lot of video game icons out there that they could delve into.
Yeah.
But anyway, consider Shadowbringers.
Well, learn anything worth sharing? Not a thing. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. What we saw that day, what he did to us. There's no moving on from that. So this is a personal quest for you, then. What exactly happened here?
Hot take. I don't care about I don't care for the original Golden Suns, but I did enjoy Dark Dawn.
I've always wanted to try Golden Sun. I hear it's good.
It's a lot of dialogue for very little plot.
Buddy, who do you think you're talking to?
Okay, but nothing is said.
I guess I'll find out if I ever boot it up on Nintendo Switch Online. Well, I was planning to tell you the whole story eventually, but I suppose now is as good a time as any. I was born and raised in Wright. Lacking any real prospects, I eked out a living as a hunter. Might have tried my hand at something more exciting had I not also been trying to provide for the love of my life, Melinda. Is that Zeminda's first counterpart? Was about a year ago that she accepted a commission from this Yulmoran trader. Bloke dealt mostly in antiques, and he had this bracelet in need of restoration. Bloody old with a questionable provenance, but supposedly it once belonged to royalty or some such. The Fangs of Orthus, he called it. Me and her'd been talking about tying the proverbial knot, buying land, building a home, that sort of thing. Around here, that might not take much, but it was still a lot more than we had. So when the trader made his offer, she didn't hesitate to say yes. I'd gone down to the shipyards to pick up extra tools and materials she needed for the work. Quality stuff, but I did pay for itself 10 times over. But when I got back to Wright... The Kaya-sign had been busy. I spied at least a dozen newborn eaters fluttering about, trying to make sense of their new lot. The grandmother who lived next door and shared the fruits of her orchard with us. The gruff woodsman who'd brought firewood to our doorstep in the dead of winter. Both of them reduced to mindless fiends, just like that. There wasn't time to mourn or to think. I started looking for Melinda. And then there she was, alive and well. Our eyes met, and we knew it was going to be all right. We ran for each other, and... even now, a year later, it doesn't feel real. One moment, she was there, right there, in front of me. And the next, she was... The Kaya-sign knelt and took the Fangs of Orthus, then left, leading a host of sin-eaters out of Wright. I wonder if we're going to fight Melinda before the end of this quest line. But Melinda, I still couldn't see her as anything else. She wouldn't budge. She just hovered there and stared, waiting for me to end it. Oh, man. Well, I could never say no to her. Not once in the years we'd been together. For all the times she'd welcomed me home with a bowl of hot stew. All the times she laughed at my crude jokes and gave me counsel when I was losing my way. For all that and more, I killed her. I swore then and there I'd have my vengeance. The Kaya-sign would die by my hand. I carved the scars in my flesh to mirror the ones he left on my soul. Wait, you gave yourself the face scar? Well, that's fucked up. That's not an okay way to deal with grief. An enduring reminder of the vow that I never dare stray from the path. There, all done. No need to wallow in it. Wouldn't want my tragic yet trite tale to put you off our hunt. Still with me to the end, sinner? You know it.
So, a lot of the road quests feel like they lean towards one specific job or another. Like the magic quest line feels very Black Mage specific, especially because we're going after a Black Mage and just like dealing with like dark and forbidden magics and all that good stuff. This is a very Dark Knight quest.
Absolutely. That's the spirit. Still, I've got some unfinished business here, so if you could give me a moment before we resume, I would be most grateful. Visiting a grave? Wait, that was the whole level 72 quest?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just talk to people.
Sorry to have kept you waiting, Sinner. I'm sure you're eager to get back to it, as I am. Trouble is, in your absence... What absence? I failed to turn up any information as to the whereabouts of Dakaya sign. There is one line of inquiry I've yet to pursue, though. The Fangs of Orthus. The bracelet my beloved was supposed to restore, and that the Eater took with him when he left Right. Gonna track down that merchant? Sin-Eaters are mindless fiends, driven only by base instinct. Everyone knows that. They've no need for worldly possessions. Yet Dakaya's sign took the bracelet anyway, which can only mean that there's something unique about this particular antique. Or the sinless bastard's somehow different from the rest of his ilk. Either way, I think we need to learn more about the Fangs of Orthus, and I know just the man to ask. The Ulmoran trader who commissioned Melinda's services. Much as I'd like to question him myself, though, I don't think that's an option. Even though Dakaya Sign's attack a year ago is common knowledge, I doubt the trader will believe that an Eater stole his precious trinket. He's more likely to accuse me of theft and have me clapped in irons. Well, I'll ask for you, so I'm afraid you'll have to go in my stead, Lore. Melinda said he was a regular at the Beehive, so try looking for him there first. Off to a strip club again.
Yeah, as I said in chat, I believe that if I recall correctly, the first Golden Sun game, for all of its like three or four plot points, has more dialogue than the entire Metal Gear franchise from Metal Gear 1 to Metal Gear Solid 4.
I don't believe you.
So.
No, I'm sure it does, but like that few plot points? What do you mean?
There's not a lot that happens in the first game.
Well, when I try it, it'll be interesting. And to what do I owe the pleasure that is your company? He says that right as you sit down.
And then you're forced to stand up to engage the dialogue in the most awkward position possibly.
The Fangs of Orthus, you say? How very interesting. I should be glad to tell you everything that I know, under the assumption that should you recover it, you will see it returned to its rightful owner at once. I purchased the bracelet from a traveling peddler who claimed it was a relic of Vobert, that glorious kingdom that fell with the flood like so many others. He spoke true, from what I could tell, and I intended to sell it to a collector here for a tidy profit, after having it properly restored by an artisan in Bright. Alas, she was one of several casualties of a Sin-Eater attack, during which the Fangs of Orthus mysteriously vanished. I have of course been keeping in touch with several contacts on the off chance that the thief might attempt to sell it. They have not, regrettably, but a piece of similar design did recently surface in Mord Soak, I am told. I was planning to dispatch an agent to investigate, but you seem more than capable of fulfilling that role. As for incentive, you may be assured that any information that aids me in the acquisition of the Fangs of Orthus, or similar relics, will be well rewarded. Alright. Back to Right.
Yeah. Miot and the our so half static. I do do some of the stuff together. Got to the bottom of the Endwalker Deep Dungeon. It's my 7th time, but they're first. And
Nice.
oh my god, you know how as you go through you open chests and you get armor and armor strength as you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we decided to do 2 save files because you can have 2 at a time, and progress through them like in batches, swapping between them in order to get more ether pool as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we after we cleared, so we'd done about 180 floors.
Holy shit.
We'd had such bad luck. Aya still only had 49 ether pool.
Oof.
Jesus.
Yeah, most people nearly cap after just 1 trip. We did 2 trips and didn't even reach halfway.
Yikes.
Like, I will talk to an expert friend about it, and he's just like, how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden Sun 1 has 70,000 words? Holy shit. I wonder how many words Persona 5 Royal has. Look that up if anybody's ever counted. So, what did our industrious patron have to say? So he thinks it was stolen, eh? Just as well. We'd probably not know where to head next if it wasn't for his distrusting nature. If this piece of similar design is related to the Fangs of Orthus, then it might attract Takaya Sign's attention, assuming it hasn't already. Let's go. Okay, off we go. Towards Soak. A lot of those words are villager text, which they all have at least 2 sets of. Fair enough. Fine weather we're having today in Mordsoak, isn't it? I'm sure that piece of dialogue is more ironic if I do it at the level that the quest line is at. Persona 5 Royal contains 4.66 million words? Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. That's almost 4 Homestucks. There's a lot of content in Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
Fine weather we're having today in Mordsoak, isn't it? No such thing as a thing without value. That's the creed of these folk. We'll find no shortage of Obertite trinkets here. Finding the right one, on the other hand, is the challenge. I say, divide and conquer, as before. Are you going to tell me what it looks like? Alright, never mind, I guess. No one will say my goddamn name, yeah. Well met, well met. How may I be of service to you? Oh, a choker that once belonged to a Vobertite royalty, you say? If only I had such a remarkable treasure in my possession. But no, I do not. In all my years here, I have never even heard of someone unearthing such a thing. Yes? Do you have business with me, traveler? Ah, the Vobertite choker. Is that what all this fuss is about? Then you're in luck, for my husband has yet to sell it. Once we realized how valuable it was, though, he insisted on carrying it with him at all times. Uh-oh. If you're not willing to wait for him to return, you could try to find him at the ruins where he's scavenging for relics. They're not far. What news, friend? Trail's first chapter is 1.15 million words, and second chapter is 1.35 million. Well, I'm enjoying the hell out of the Trails games, so... Ha! To think it was that easy! You've the luck of the Fae. But we need to hurry. If my theory's correct, then so long as that scavenger has the choker, he's a target for Decaya sign. Well, let's go then. Look at the way my chocobo is arranged with me.
I remember looking it up after I finished Homestuck, and Homestuck has roughly as many words as the entire Harry Potter series. I think Homestuck has more, but it's like 800k versus 900k.
And a hell of a lot more quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is just kind of funny that those two, like, storylines are roughly equivalent.
The really funny thing is that a lot of Homestuck is just still images with no text.
Yeah. And then other parts of Homestuck are like 3 pages worth of stuff on one web page.
Yeah. I wonder how many words Final Fantasy IX has.
I think that if they add another Final Fantasy rep to Smash Bros, I would really like for it to be Alice.
That would be interesting. I mean, I'm a 9 fan, so I want Zidane, but
they usually use Y'shtola for to represent 14.
Oh yeah, Y'shtola would be cool.
She would be cool, but Alice feels more like a Smash character. On account of, being a Smash character and not a mage.
I can imagine. Well, Smash has had mages, but I can imagine Terra would make a really good choice.
Smash
oh
does
yeah,
have
she's got a built-in ultimate.
Yeah. Smash does have a few mage type characters, and they're okay.
If I could pick one character, it would be Faris, because fucking hell, Faris is awesome.
Yeah. Sadu for Smash.
There we go.
Mercy! Mercy! Take whatever you want, but please don't kill me. I have a family, Please, I beg of you, Well... That sucks. Smash Sado. Unfortunately, I don't think any of us are up to her standards.
Once again, chat is just making me think of Emma Frost.
Oh my god. Please. Please. God, Emma Frost. They went full horny with that character.
Yeah.
People were wondering how Emma Frost was going to work with a tank silhouette. It turns out, the way she works,
the most powerful thighs in the game.
Oh yeah, they're wider than her shoulders.
I'd expected it. I'd honestly expected to be wearing like a fair coat sort of thing, like something like say,
like Doctor
Strange,
which
she does in the comics.
Sonjamon sort of silhouette.
Yeah, or like just Doctor Strange, who is a fucking wizard, but also has to have the tank silhouette. Plus, like literally in the comics, Emma Frost wears a big old cape specifically to look imposing. Because she's a bad bitch that way. But here's the thing, though, is that like now when they start giving her more like comic accurate skins, they can still add the cape, but it's like not necessary to make her silhouette stand out. So that's good. Instead, they just give her thighs to identify her as a tank.
You know what? Actually, thinking of Smash, I kind of want Fighter McWarrior in Smash.
I mean, okay. and I also want my OC in Smash.
No, he means Final Fantasy I's character, that main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you imagine for yourself.
I mean,
He
the
has-
redhead design from Final Fantasy 1.
Okay, well, like, when you say... It sounds like, when you call it, like, Fighter McWarrior, it sounds like you're specifically talking about the webcomic fanfiction character, which is like...
It's the best shorthand
that
name.
has several levels of impossible.
It's the best shorthand name for the character design, in my opinion.
Okay.
Would you want him? Oh, would you prefer the red-headed warrior or like the Final Fantasy 1 box art?
I hate the Final Fantasy 1 box art amalgamation. I want redhead like the sprite.
Amalgamation. I like the box art version. Like he's kind of iconic, and a man knows out is always fun.
Shame you missed the fun. This one bit off more than he could chew. Probably because it was a newborn. You can tell by the lingering vestiges of intelligence and self. You can see it in their eyes. Like when Dakaya-san... Don't tell me. You saw him? Wicked white. And he took the choker too. Damn it. Damn it all. He can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. It's just like right. I was too late to save him. Just like I was too late to save her. Alright, buddy? Yes, it sucks, but don't spiral. Okay, good. But not again. Never again. I'll hunt you to the ends of the world, Dakaya-san. Vengeance will be mine. Right. Yes. Neither the time nor the place. More eaters could be about. It's just... every time I cut one down, it reminds me of my first. Of her. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of trauma to carry. Where are we going? Where am I meeting you? God damn it.
Look, you have a map.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that I've got a magical knowledge of his location. Yeah, I know they do the box art Warrior of Light, but we got Fighter McWarrior and Dissidia in Duodecim. So I can dream. Well, actually, they'd probably, if they were cool, they'd do it as an alternate costume for him, like Cloud has the base design and his Advent Children design.
Yeah. Yeah, Amaro art would be the default, but yeah, they could make the in-game model an alt costume.
Yeah. We may have failed to stop him this time, but what matters is that we'll both live to see another day. Pity the scavenger didn't, and the wife doesn't yet know she's become a widow. Sod it. I'll tell her what happened. I've been there, so maybe it'll help me to find the right words. Not that there ever are any. Afterwards, I'll have a good think about our next step. Don't let me keep you from your other affairs, Lore. We'll speak again soon. We'll speak again now!
That's always the funniest part about doing quests like these in a marathon.
They send you away expecting you to be at the level of the quest. And no, I'm not finished with you yet.
Yeah. Or like when doing the raid tiers, and there's clearly a moment where they're like, oh good, it's been several months since we last spoke.
Hey there, sinner. I broke the bad news to the widow of that scavenger while you were away. How? I was standing right here. She took it about as well as you'd expect. After she'd cried herself hoarse, I started asking her about the choker and where her husband had got it. Seems he and his mates took a trip to Ilmeg a year or so back. I was wondering when we'd go to Ilmeg on one of these quest lines. Hoping to cart off all the Voberdite treasures they could carry from an untouched ruin they'd learned about. Of course, in their greed, they neglected to account for the Fey folk, who killed or drove mad most of them. Those who survived didn't come away empty-handed, though. In fact, they'd stumbled upon a remarkable find, 3 sacred treasures of the royal family. They escaped with 2, the Fangs of Orthus being one of them, which was sold by another scavenger to a Yulmoran. Either that merchant you met at the Beehive or an agent of his, I'd wager. So the merchant gives it over to Melinda for restoration, after which Takaya Sign attacks Wright, presumably because he's after it as well. Meanwhile, the scavenger here in Mord Soak keeps the choker, the Eyes of Orthus, locked away for safekeeping, and when he finally decides to sell it, the sinless bastard shows up again. Which brings us to the here and now. Damned if I know why, but at this point there's no denying that Takaya Sign's been hunting the royal relics. And so, assuming he hasn't already claimed the third one, the Claws of Orthus, then I say we should get our hands on it first, and then use it to lure him out of hiding. But to that end, we'll have to venture into the fairy kingdom ourselves. The scavengers didn't receive the warmest welcome, and we're not like to be treated any better. Hey, I've got protection, and I can probably extend it to you. I was away with the Fae for a time. Also, Mindy, you're incorrect. The Dissidia Warrior of Light toolkit had the spell items, so he does have magic.
Okay.
Yes.
I know that. I never played the city. I was just going off of Final Fantasy I.
Oh, you missed out.
It's really good.
Yeah. I didn't have a PSP, so...
Oh, you missed out. PSP is my favorite handheld.
One of the things that I love about one of the things that made the Retroid Pocket one of my favorite pieces of gaming tech is it can also play PSP games.
Yeah.
Upscaled.
Why does that not surprise me? Well, if you and the Fae have an understanding, perhaps we can traverse their lands without worry. That settles it then. We'll head to Ilmeg and ask after this Vobertite ring.
What if we drop just like casual mentions of our adventures and everyone has to be like, what the?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm surprised more of them don't believe us.
Yeah. Hi, Kitty.
God, this place sears the eye. What a remarkably uneventful trip. I kept jumping at shadows, waiting for eaters or foul demons or worse to attack. Though that might be preferable to the Fae, frankly. Yeah, probably. Hey, buddy? What do you know about beavers? Still, we're going to...
That reaction just reminds me of my D&D game that's been in the Feywilds lately, because, like my party, like, knows what Fey shit is like, and they were suspicious as fuck of every little thing the entire adventure. It was so funny.
Still, we're going to have to deal with them eventually if we're going to find this ring. After all, the Numo were part of Vobertite society. Without their help, I'm not sure where to even begin our search. Perhaps there's a village of some sort you can guide us to. Well, there's Plaeni. Plaeni, eh? Very well. Lead on, sinner. Lead on, sinner, okay. He says, then walks away ahead of me.
Okay, I know him disappearing is him walking away, but I like to just imagine he's just been whisked away by the Fae to play with.
I'm sorry, what happened to your habit of always flying places instead of teleporting across the same map?
This time I just thought it was kind of funny because we literally jumped from the plot literally jumped from one teleport port to another teleport port in the same zone. Like, the least they could have done is, like, put our buddy somewhere in the middle of nowhere to make it seem like we were exploring.
Yeah, fair enough. Something about your demeanor bespeaks a question unasked. Have I the right of it? A ring that belonged to the royal family of Vobert. It was called the Claws of Orthus. But Vobert is long gone, as are the caretakers of the ring you seek. Who can say where it might have got to?
No point port. Thank you for that, Cynthia.
Oh, hello there. You have questions for me? The Claws of Orthus. It is a ring, you say? The name I have heard before, but I know nothing save that. Oh, Sul served the royal family before the flood. Somewhat temperamental they are, but surely they will have knowledge of this treasure you seek.
Let's find them.
Right, I keep forgetting I don't have to hold still while I'm getting on my mount anymore.
I have
the
to
moment I do,
have it.
because I have a cat in my lap, and so I'm trying to play the game one-handed.
Had yourself a conversation or three. Learn anything interesting. 2 conversations, actually. So neither of the numbers you said. So this Sul is the one we ought to speak with, eh? A former servant of the royal family. Which would mean they've lived well over a century. Bugger me.
I have a problem with my glasses that I've never experienced with glasses before. The tips at the end of the arms seem to have broken off the padding part, and I now just have raw metal.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
We found our new Mo. Of late, you've proven yourself to be a skilled conversationalist, so why don't you explain the situation? Who would win, Wide Lad or Firm Albert? Well, Wide Lad has magic, so... I do not know you, yet you seem to know me. The 5th was discovered yesterday. A young girl, not yet of age, transformed into a misshapen beast like the others before her. Oh, shit. This guy was royal family. That's why he's hunting down the pieces of gear. As if we needed more proof of a pattern. At this rate, any citizen could be next. Tell me you at least learned something from this one. I studied her remains myself. Just plain a powerful magic has been employed.
His face!
Yeah, his face looks real stupid.
Well, also, like, it is me, the totally honorable and trustworthy vizier. Like, I don't remember this questline very well. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but, like, look at this fucker.
Yeah.
He has an evil mustache built into his face.
Yes.
That's not hair, that's scales.
I studied her remains myself. 'Twas plain a powerful magic had been employed. Vestiges of the enchantment lingered long after. The culprit, I think, is not a man to be trifled with. That is all I can say for now, but you may rest assured that I will ascertain their identity ere long. On my honor as court mage, I swear it.
I swear we will find the powerful and sexy person responsible for this.
We're all searching for the person that did this. Until I do, however, I would implore you and your fellow knights to dispatch any who turn or show signs without hesitation.
I swear the moment I lay eyes upon this man, he will be revealed. Why do you keep avoiding mirrors? No reason!
But these are our kith and kin. Should we not try to keep them alive until a way to reverse their transformation can be found? Your mercy would place countless others at risk. As a knight of Vobert, did you not vow to serve all her people? Justice for the weakest among us, was it not? How many such innocents will die before you do what must needs be done? It pains me deeply, Brandon, but the safety of the royal family is paramount. I fear that to take anything less than the most drastic measures would be to invite death into this castle. Death is already here. Surely you must see that. I will not let it be whispered that Princess Saldia turned a blind eye to her people's suffering. These crimes are a tragedy that weighs upon every Vobertite's soul, mine most of all, and that is why I will take charge of the investigation myself. My lady, be reasonable. You cannot put yourself in harm's way. You have a responsibility to your subjects. So I am to gamble with their lives instead? Let them shield me, while I alone take shelter and look down on them from on high? Yes, exactly. You are their princess. Also, I'm not sure how much you could actually help, kid. Kid? How old are you? Oh, I guess she is an adult. You are Brandon, yes? The new recruit? A rather promising one, from what the captain has told me. You will attend me personally. She's going to get transformed, isn't she? My lady? You heard me. I will not stand idly by when I have the power to make a difference.
I like her.
Together we will see justice done for all, as your vow and your princess demand. Brandon gets hard eyes. Lady Saldia, I understand. Ow, excuse me. Forgive me my hesitation. My life and my sword are yours to command.
With a cough like that, I'm wondering how much life you have left to give. Jeez.
I have great expectations for you. I trust you will not disappoint me. Right. There is no telling when our culprit will strike again, so we must begin our investigation at once. There are witnesses to be questioned, clues to be gathered. Come, come. She's going to get transformed, and Brandon's going to have that as his reason for leaving the service of the castle. Now? Lady Saldia! Lady Saldia! Ever the stubborn child. I wish you the best of luck, Brandon. You will need it and more. Oh, thank God, vibrant colors. Hey, are you all right? The way you were holding your head, as if racked by a terrible pain. What happened to you just now? Well, I read your mind, without asking. Lady Saldia, you saw her with your mind's eye, then. Then it is as I suspected. You have the gift, too. You are like Brandon. What do you mean she's like Brandon? Who's Brandon? Why have you come to me? What is it that you seek? I see. And for this hunt of yours, you have come to Ilmeg in search of the claws of Orthus. I am afraid this is no simple matter. First, I would know that you are capable of facing the eater you seek. There is a spot in a river not far from here, in which I used to bathe, until a number of beasts grew equally fond of it. If you are the warrior you claim to be, they should pose no challenge whatsoever. And you'll also free up the river for me to bathe in. As for you, I have questions. This town theme is from an earlier game, right?
I don't believe so.
It does, although I do see where you get the idea. It feels like something that you would hear in like a SNES game.
Excuse me.
Which is funny because the Nemo come from a PS2 game.
But wait, that's just a Cineater model painted black and changed a little.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's something we've seen in like the Amdapor place where the Void Sense have been invading and the like.
So you're telling me that the senior model is just a...
So it's a remodeled Void Set, not a remodeled Sin Eater.
Yeah, like it's using the same skeleton as both of them, but like
Yeah.
But the default Sin Eater model's got that horse look.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like Bodoriga or something along those lines. Oh, yeah, Zay just mentioned them.
See to the beast, Lore. Solol and I have a few things to discuss. Already done. Why aren't you already done? The beasts are no more, then. Good, good. I hadn't the heart to do it myself, for they were no ordinary beasts, but old friends who had survived the flood. Victims of the curse you heard us speak of in your vision. So this curse transforms people into monsters, like how Sin Eaters can spawn more of their own kind? I will speak no more of this or other matters until after you have completed the task I set before you. This is not negotiable, Granson. Lore accepted my terms, and so must you. Yeah, just do it, man. This is how they work. So secretive, the both of you. Can't we all just speak plain? Your comrade refuses to acknowledge his situation. This may take time, but I am patient. Indeed, I have dealt with many a stubborn child in my life. Oh, you've returned. No, I haven't. They made me go and gather a bunch of strange mushrooms, so hopefully we can finally get some answers. Exemplary timing, Lore. 'Twas not more than a moment ago that Granson returned, having at last obliged my humble request. Humble request, my arse. This one's no better than a Yulmoran aristocrat, so accustomed to making others do their bidding. I tell you, there's something off-putting about taking orders from a dog. Ere you continue and give me cause to reconsider aiding your hunt, perhaps you should ask your questions. Fine. Lore said she saw a vision of you and Brandon looking thick as thieves. You were friends, eh? Nobody's up to now? Yeah, being hunted by us. Brandon is dead. He died a century ago, together with his comrades in an attempt to halt the flood that they themselves set in motion. I presume you speak of the eater that took possession of his corpse. Dikaiosine, aye. But unlike most eaters, he's been doing more than roam about aimlessly. For some reason, he's been hunting down royal treasures of old Vobert. And he's been killing anyone who got in his way. No, he hasn't. He's been doing worse. Is he now? What irony. Even in death, he remains a slave to duty. A knight brave and true. He's a murderer, and I'll not hear it said otherwise. He ruined my life, killed my beloved right before my very eyes. Every night I go to bed dreaming of the day I'll take my revenge. Oh, I see. Truly, you have suffered a terrible loss, But while your thirst for vengeance is quite natural and understandable, it is ultimately misguided. Unusual behavior notwithstanding, Dikaiosine is nevertheless no more than an eater. To hate him is to hate the sea that claims the ship, the disease that steals the child, the tremor that topples the home, the mindless force of nature that begets destruction, driven by fragmented memory. Those all seem like fairly reasonable things to be mad about.
Yeah, but he's saying, what you're doing right now is what you should be doing is hating the disaster, not the thing affected by the disaster.
Oh, and there's also like you can't swear revenge on an earthquake is really the point.
Yeah.
No, Dai, he was saying hating Dikaiosine was like hating the sea that claims the ship. It was not.
Yeah, like that's his point.
Yeah,
or their point is that like, you know,
But
you can't swear revenge on a disease or an earthquake or a city there.
Diseases can be cured. We killed smallpox.
But there was also the point though that he's blaming Brandon as if he was Dikaiosine, which is as part of the allegory would be like blaming the ship for sinking from the ocean waves.
No.
Don't you dare make excuses for him. You think I wanted any of this? I grew up on a farm. I could barely wield a sword. Now I've got to kill one of the bloody cardinal virtues. Hate and anger and vengeance are all I've got now. My every waking moment is dedicated to plotting his death. It has to be. It has to be. So just tell us where the goddamned ring is and we'll be on our way. This is how it has to be, Who you have to be? Nay, I think not. You ask too much. Demand far, far too much. And in exchange for what? This I cannot abide. Are you trying to barter with me, you little shite? Tell me what I want to know or I'll beat it out of you. Every Numo in the village turns to look at him, all glowering ominously. Back off, Lore. I won't let anyone or anything stand between me and Melinda's murderer. Yeah, but there's a way to get stuff from these guys, and I know what it is, and you're getting in the way of that. Brandon was a dear friend. To know that an eater disgraces his flesh and his memory pains me more than I can well express. It would bring me great comfort if you were to grant him peace. I should like to share with you a story, if you would be so kind as to join me in Lygia. This better have a point.
Just between you and me, I think he might be in a bad mood.
Gee, no shit. But yeah, you very much can swear revenge on a disease. You can eradicate a disease.
Well, the bloody well try.
We did it to smallpox.
Not really vengeance, I don't think.
We almost did it to some other stuff, but you know.
Well, you know, yeah, we don't talk about. We're let's not. I feel the punchline coming, and let's not. Let's please not.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, back to the world of video games and not, other places. Where did you go, Lore?
Around the back. Shut up. Alright, time to play as Brandon.
Where's my Fantasia? We're making this happen.
Why are we here again?
We're asked to come here by Sulu.
Alright, I have to leave the
Oh, that's right. We got it.
I already did that. Do you think we might be able to stop tectonic plates using tectonic glue?
know in the lore of Star Trek, they've eliminated tornadoes. Like, weather control and shit.
Oh, right, they talk about that in the Sex Candle episode, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
I love Star Trek.
I have no context.
Oh, there's an episode where one of the main characters, well, side main characters, moves into her ancestral home in Scotland, and there's a candle there that has a ghost in it that has sex with her.
Yeah.
And that also has sex with her grandma.
Oh.
Wait,
Okay,
which
everything
series
okay.
was this?
TNG, baby, the good one.
Okay, everything makes sense now. Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah. This is the best part about Star Trek, is that, like, you can seemingly you can, like, pull the weirdest, wildest shit out of your ass and ask someone, is this real or is this some bullshit I made up? And the trick is that it is always real.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's where Crusher got the reputation as a ghost fucker. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason
The
that
Ghost Fucker episode.
the reason that the weather technology was relevant is because the ghost supernatural creature was like accidentally fucking with the weather controls. And that's why they were on the fritz.
Yeah. I remember it came up as a plot point in another one where, like, the Q Continuum assassinated someone on Earth by dropping a tornado on their house. And, like, Picard caught them because it's like, tornadoes don't happen on Earth, so that's suspicious as fuck. What did you do? Anyway, consider Shadowbringers.
'Tis beautiful even now, a palace of forgotten dreams. But before it was Lie Gaia, in the time of Vobert, it was Grune's light. The memory of mine in which you walked was of a troubled time, when the people of our kingdom were preyed upon by an ambitious fool. Brandon, then a young knight who had only just won his spurs, had caught the eye of Princess Saldia, who chose him as her personal guardian. However, he was far too inexperienced and was unable to keep her safe when she ventured outside these walls on one of her investigations. For his failure, he was stripped of his knighthood, and shortly thereafter he quit Vobert. I thought I would never see him again.
And apparently
Stripped of
a good
his
deal of
shirt.
his clothing.
Yeah. His penance is he's not allowed to wear shirts anymore. But then one day he returned, one of several wandering adventurers led by a man named Ardbert, who rebuilt his confidence and allowed him to wear shirts again, who had accepted our invitation to look into the mysterious transformations which had continued unabated in Brandon's absence.
I do like that every time we see this group, they're in different clothing.
Oh, there's Rendere, my beloved.
Yeah, they're always in low-level gear, but it is always different. Like, you can probably chart the exact order that these events take place by, like, how much drip they have.
Yeah.
Like, the Dark Knight one was clearly very early because they are wearing absolute dog shit armor.
Lady Saldia was overjoyed, and for a time it was like nothing had changed. They spoke often and grew even closer. And then came the day when we learned the truth. When we learned that the architect of our kingdom's suffering was none other than the court mage, Todrick. Dun dun dun!
Him? But he had such a reputable and trustable hairstyle.
Okay, I feel guilty about referring to you as Tedrick now when I showed up as Valiant Teddy. I forgot this guy's name.
It's fine, Todrick is different.
I can't wait to see the point in the story where the dwarf stops wearing her helmet and beard. It's him, Brandon. I'm sorry. So am I. Come, let's have done with it. The evil hat of evil.
Wait, is that Matthias' hat in black?
No, it's not nearly as wide.
It was you, Todrick. Do not deny it. Tormenting our people, twisting and transforming them into monsters. And for what? Brandon. After I took such pains to be rid of you. You may strip me of my titles, but not my oaths. I shall serve Lady Saldia till my dying breath. Oh, you've called her out. That's not going to backfire at all. As you like. Once I have killed you and your friends, there will be no one left to stop me from claiming the throne. Hear me, my children. The hour of reckoning is at hand. Rejoice, for in noble sacrifice shall you find everlasting glory.
That's Void Art gear that they're wearing, isn't it?
Lord Todrick, it hurts. Soon you shall know no more pain. I don't like that expression. I was going to make it quick, for old time's sake, but now I think I ought to take my time.
He is dressed a hell of a lot like Zangle. Stabbing him is going to be fun.
Okay, what have I got? Fight or flight, chivalrous spirit, swashbuckler, and something, and greatest eclipse something. What the hell do any of these abilities do?
Right, Swashbuckler combo is your single target. Greatest Eclipse is your AoE, it is centered on yourself, so you need to be near enemies. Fight or Flight is your damage buff. Chivalrous Spirit will heal you, and if you heal someone else, it will also heal you. And Interject is, if you remember what Render Ray had when he could interrupt a spell, that is the tank version of it.
Gotcha. So I should use Fight or Flight whenever the cooldown's up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We are dealing with my speciality right now.
Mm-hmm. Right approaches and worship.
Yeah, he's currently invincible.
Yeah. I noticed that he's got the tethers. I was fighting his minions. I was reading off what Render Ray said.
Yeah, because she was trying to attack him directly. Oh, bastards, that's what you get for trusting a court mate.
Bert, have you been single targeting one of those guys? Whoa, nice. Oh, he's going to transform more of its minions. I don't think I've touched the base class that Paladin comes from at all in the last 3 years.
Oh, that's a mind player.
Woo!
You also have a spell interrupt, which you might need.
Ow, that hurt.
The traitor or him? He's not casting a spell. Okay.
Oh.
Limit, are you just standing there? Ow, ow. Oh, shit. Heck dice. Fantastic.
Ooh, one of them when they were transforming said, "Let me die, a man." That's a bit dark.
Transforming even more of them. Woo! There are still 4 more enemies to be transformed. Oh, that's friendly. Okay. It is friendly. Why didn't you guys do that earlier?
You didn't have to build
It's time to build a little limit break.
Oh, I guess that was a limit break, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Alright, grab these and pull them together.
Time to thin the head, starting with that glove perhaps. I bet sells, don't you touch her, you bastard.
Yeah. Got him.
It's one duo taking with Albert.
Yeah. Interesting to think that, technically, we were here.
Oh yeah, this is where we fought the fairy king.
Woo, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah, when they raise their claws, they're going to attack the front. They're the same as the one of the boxes the box in Scala.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we are
Duty
Advert.
complete.
So yeah, we're here with Advert as Advert was us.
Chad is saying the game is real loud. I can't turn it down right now, but I will in a moment.
Oh, also, hopefully I'm not as quiet as I was before. I discovered that I don't know why, but Windows just decided my microphone input was going to be 30%.
Oh, that would explain it.
Weird. All right,
Yeah,
let me turn down the game.
Or you do tend to keep the game a little loud for the big combat exercises, which usually isn't a problem because those are actually relatively rare. We spend a lot of time talking in this game.
Yeah.
But you do need to turn it down for, like, big boss battles.
Meddlesome wretch! This kingdom is by rights mine! And here she comes. Brandon, what is the meaning of this? All right. Todrick, you... But why, after serving us faithfully for so many years? I am no servant. No servant. Not of your mother or father or you. Yep, I called it. My lady! Gods damn you! Alright, now cut off his head to be sure. Lady Soldia, speak to me. Oh, that poor low-res character model. Look at that. Oh, no. Brandon, my dear, brave Brandon. Am I your princess still? Would you honor your vows even now?
Oh, you mean the clothing, not the actual character.
Now and ever after, my lady. My sword is yours to command. Is she about to tell him to kill her because she can feel herself turning? Yep. That is well. Would that I had the strength to wield it myself. Steel your heart, brave Brandon, and for the good of Vobert and her people. No, 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 I cannot. I will not. Honor your vows to your kingdom, to your princess. Oh, that's a well-animated expression. His hands are so fucking big.
Need to be a man with hands that big.
Oh, that's a cool design. To your friend who never doubted you, who knew that you would return and see justice. Justice. Ah, she's still queen material. No, it should be me. Second part of the boss fight. Brandon, my sword, now and ever after. That is a very stupid faceplate. We've rounded up the rest of Todrick's co-conspirators and tossed them in the jail. The ones who hadn't been corrupted by his magics, that is. Excuse me. I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. Well, you saw what happened. Wicked White. She begged him to do it. Like Melinda. Come, let us quit this place and return to Pla Eni.
Leogia is so pretty.
Excuse me.
So I know I said that this is a very... Oh, hello.
Hello?
Hmm?
Yeah?
Hello?
Okay, my Discord restarted on me. I wasn't sure if... Okay.
Weird.
I know I said that this is a very Dark Knight storyline, but to be fair, Brandon's backstory is the best, is a better Paladin storyline than anything the players have actually gotten.
Yeah.
Do you know why I entered into the royal family's service many long years ago? Because when I was attacked by a wild beast which nearly tore me to shreds, it was Lady Saldia who came to my rescue. She saved me, and that is a debt that can never be repaid, for as there is naught in this world which holds greater value than life itself. Not even her death absolves me of it, and so I must always first consider her wishes, her desires, what she would want for me and her kingdom, for Brandon, and, yes, even for you, grandson. For me? Yeah, he's not from around here. To define oneself in opposition to the other, an other bereft of complexity of nuance, wholly devoid of redeeming qualities, a villain. Indeed, there is comfort and certainty in hatred, but it is a false and fleeting comfort, bought with lies we tell ourselves about who we are, what we must be, what we must do. And never you mind the cost. If anything, the more we offer up in sacrifice, the better. Do you not see? Brandon was right to hesitate, to doubt. The unwavering blade cares not whom it serves, nor who it cuts. I think I need a moment. Perhaps you do as well. Leave us for now, Lore. No. All right, final quest. Grandson, I have given you ample time to consider the path that has brought you here, and where it invariably leads all who walk it. I didn't know what to do after I lost Melinda, how to mourn her, or how to live. I felt that if I put it all into Kaya's sign, put my everything into the hunt, that at least I wouldn't have to think about myself or what comes next. I wanted to hollow myself out and fill up that hole with hate. Forget who I was. And irony of ironies, that's just what the poor bastard tried to do to himself a century ago, too, isn't it? There's a story on the lodestone that elaborates on the events just depicted, and there's also one of the A ranks in the zone. O Porus Paldia, a palette swap of the last boss of Scala. About a year ago, it was when a party of scavengers ventured into ruins of Old Vobert and discovered a hidden passage that led deep underground to a secret jail, and in one of its cells found a horrible beast bound in chains. A name had been carved into a sign, Paldia, the same name as the younger princess. Nearer to the fiend, written in blood on the walls, was a message. Blinded by my lust for the throne, I heeded a traitor's honeyed words. I was a pawn in his grand design and paid the price. Damn, okay.
Oh.
So she was conspiratorial.
Yeah, it was the princess who conspired with Todrick.
Well, a younger princess.
Well, yeah, sorry, my bad. Huh. Hard men making hard choices. What rot. Both of these are good. Hold on to Melinda and the memories you shared. Let that love guide you.
That is what we learned from the Dark Knight stuff. Yeah, think not of Dakai's sign, but Brandon.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay, yeah, Discord totally crashed on me.
You're right. I don't need the hate. Never did. I'll finish it for Melinda and for Brandon, and then I'll move on.
The other option gets maybe. Still, that thing's no more than a mindless eater. Nothing it can say or do to make it right. So I'll finish the fight for Melinda and for Brandon, and then I'll move on.
Yeah. Move on, you say? I can't live off hate. Shouldn't have made it this far, frankly. And the more I try to reach for it, the more I find sorrow? Pity? Curse not fate, but mourn her victims. Remember the dead as they lived. Aye, something like that. Reckon Lore would agree, and Melinda, if she were here, would probably slap me a dozen times and call me a bloody fool for acting the way I have. Or maybe you've been thinking about doing that in her stead, eh? I nod. Apologies for treating you with such disrespect before, Sulol. I'd like to claim I finally understand what you've been trying to tell me all this time, but I'm still getting my head around it. Recognizing your faults is the first and most important step. I will tell you what I know of the claws of Orthus. The ring, together with the bracelet and choker, were 3 relics passed down through the royal family over generations, signifying the owner's right to rule. Princess Saldia was the last of her line, and after her death, they were stored in a sanctuary for safekeeping. However, a year ago, a band of thieves learned of its existence. The ones who stole the fangs and eyes of Orthus? Yes. The relics were concealed with magical wards. I can only presume that once they were spirited away, Dakayasign was then able to sense their presence. Even in death, a slave to duty, you said. You think he pursued the thieves out of an instinctive loyalty to his princess? That I do. After all, he was content to leave them be, so long as they remained hidden. Excuse me.
They really named their daughters Saldia and Paldia.
Yep. I was just thinking that.
Only 2 of the 3 were taken. Then the 3rd is still... Claim the claws of Orthus, and he will surely come for you, yes. Tim Gaius is where you must go. Once you arrive at the place I marked on your map, cast this powder into the air. The glamour will fade, and you will see the chest with the ring. The rest is up to you. Thank you, Sulol. I promise we will bring your friend peace. With me, sinner. And may you find peace as well, child. It feels like there's a lot less fighting in this one than the last two.
Really, it's pretty much the same across all of them. You get you get a flashback, battle, and a final battle, and maybe one or two random things out in the wild.
Chat's getting a hell of a view.
Yes, excellent camera angle, Lore. You do remember that you're the one who controls that camera angle,
I know.
right?
I'm doing it on purpose. Excuse me. Hang on. My eyes are twitching. I need to rest them. 1 sec. Close and massage them. Whoa, what? Why was I moving?
Did you have auto move on?
No.
Maybe you left the joystick. Did you have the joystick pressed forward or something?
No, I put my controller down.
Lore, you didn't take your
Actually,
foot
I
off
don't
the
know what
ignition.
auto run is on a controller. Maybe you accidentally flipped it on.
Maybe.
Lore doesn't take her foot off the gas pedal and is like, why'd the car keep moving? What's going on?
This should be the place. You've got the powder on you, right? The final part of the message reads, I beg only for the selfsame mercy my sister received. Yeah, I did see that. Pretty good. Alright, let's do this thing. Item level 420. Well, I've got much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
You toss the powder into the air, and as it slowly settles to the earth, as twinkling motes of light, a coffer begins to take shape. This must be the claws of Orthus. All that's left is to decide when and where we want to confront the Eater. He shows up behind us.
There couldn't possibly combat in this combat solo duty that we just signed up for.
You were wrong. He showed up in front of us.
Or we could deal with it here and now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Hey there, old man. I don't know you, and you don't know me, but I know your story. I know this isn't you. And I know that if Lady Saldia was here, she'd say the same thing. It'll all be over soon, I promise you. Yep, that's the Dark Knight pose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, did you not notice the giant greatsword on his back this whole time?
I mean, I did. I'm just commenting on it being the exact same pose as the Dark Knight.
Okay. Oh wow, he does not wait for you to start the fight.
Apparently not. Damn.
I didn't notice because I also didn't wait for anything.
I was plugging my headphones in.
Or turn the game volume down for the stream, by the way, because it's
I
going
did.
to be another loud music fight.
Whoa. I bet we gotta stay away from that. Oh, it sucks us in. Oh, it's a stack. Okay. Hey, stack up on me. Hello?
Grandson, please stop Venn diagramming. Instead of spirits within, he's got spirits without.
Oh, Oh, what is that? Is that a tower we have to stand in?
Oh, wait.
Oh, shit. Whoa, what? Okay.
Clearly you failed the mechanic.
I know. Just trying to figure out what mechanic I failed.
That last tower goes off before the donuts, so you have to stand in the tower and then dodge the donuts afterwards.
That's what I did.
Okay.
There's 2 towers, chat is saying.
Oh yeah, were you standing in the same tower as Grayson the whole time?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you and Granny.
I didn't see there was a second tower
There are
anywhere.
always 2 towers. You have to stand in the one that Grayson doesn't take.
Gotcha. That's why I was taking so much damage then.
Actually failed to stand in any of the towers you were supposed to. Oh yeah, your camera was zoomed in, and so you couldn't see any of the other towers.
I zoomed it out a little,
Thank
but...
you, Elena, for calling that out.
I literally have my camera as zoomed out as possible.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's where I am now.
Good. I had a fun time during the during one of the fights. I just didn't take seriously, so I just RP walked the entire fight.
Huh. Chad is saying this is the hardest of the roll quest fights.
The timing on the towers can be a bit awkward.
Well, it's a little deceptive because it requires you to like keep track of 2 mechanics at the same time.
Yeah, I found it a lot harder before I'd done Savage. Duty complete.
Yeah.
Okay, the difference between me clearing it and Minda clearing it is probably also the same difference between Brandon deciding to attack me and Minda attacking Brandon straight off.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, how come I can't move out of the circle? Yeah, there was no way for me to avoid that move.
Huh.
Did you see what just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not wrong, right? There was no way for me to avoid that.
Yeah, that actually looked like that was a bug there.
Yeah, that was a
that's
bug.
not meant to happen.
Oh, shit. Oh, did I make it?
No. there was a whole ass tower that you completely missed.
Yeah, no, I was going to it.
No, there was another one that you don't even.
There was a third tower?
Yes.
Yeah, there's 3 sets of 2 towers.
Yeah, there was.
No, I went to the
towers.
tower that Granson didn't go to.
There was a sequence of 3 towers. You got to the first one, completely failed to notice the second one, and barely, I can't quite tell if you made it to the third one.
I did make the second tower. You just weren't paying attention.
No, I'm watching. I'm watching your screen. Yeah, St. Ferrum also missed the second tower. Yeah, the one you barely made was the third tower.
Oh, this shit again. Okay.
Brandon.
Oh, Granson's in trouble.
It was on screen, though, which means when I take a flip of this later, the blind screen will be very evident.
Haven's on it.
Oh, look, Haven's got it.
Okay, Dakayasun's HP is slightly lower than Granson's.
Yeah, I was throwing Grandson the occasional Blackest Night to keep him healthy.
Oh, no. Granson's HP is lower than... Granson, out of the AoE, please. Granson, out of the AoEs, please. Oh, this is going to be close. I think we've got it, though.
Yeah, Granson's HP kind of acts as the rage timer for this fight.
Yeah. For some reason, he really likes to get Venn diagrammed.
Got him. That wasn't that hard.
I mean, you almost failed the DPS check, so, you know.
I'm a Dark Knight. We aren't good at DPS checks.
Yeah, but this is literally a Dark Knight quest, so the DPS check is geared towards knowing what your DPS output ought to be.
Damn Eater. Let him go. He's not your bloody puppet. Oh, hey, on command. Huh. Finally. You watching, Melinda?
So is Melinda just the ship name for Minda and Milena?
My fingers are clipping through the crystal, and it bothers the hell out of me.
Yeah, my fingers are fine.
Same.
Now and ever after, my lady Saltia, my sword is yours to command. Brandon, he's still in there? I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. Wait, is he trapped in the memory still? You're wrong, Brandon. That's not what she would want. Let go of your anger. Let go of her. But that would make me lesser in your eyes, wouldn't it? To shoulder a burden that need not be mine. No, I will not forsake compassion and love. I will not dishonor your memory. Oh, my Lady Saldia. He's gone.
Holy shit, somebody actually picked the thing up.
Cynthia says, see, I was thinking more Minda once again tries and fails to correctly read Melena's name.
But I guess that works too.
And with that, the three treasures of the royal family are reunited. Now we've just got to find a place to stick them so that no scavenger ever stumbles upon them again. Least we can do for the princess and her knight, am I right? Maybe Sul-Ol will have some ideas. Let's head back to Plot Any.
I mean, we could just take him back to the castle. I'm pretty sure the king of the fairies would be very content just protecting them for us. In fact, I'm pretty sure they'd also be angry if we didn't ask them that.
Yeah, after giving a sister and talking to for not asking for their help with like every little thing.
Wait, hang on.
I got in the wrong seat.
Too bad. So I finally broke down. I'm going to be selling my magic cards, or most of them. And so I spent last night and this morning going through them to pick out what was worth anything. I'm sitting on a $160 Mox Opal that I wasn't aware of. So that's going to be nice funds, probably $100 towards the move.
Apparently, I've got Armored Core 9-breaker, and apparently that's like 150 quid. I was like, oh, neat. I got that for like 7.
Nice. Oh my god, there was a Bull Moose Music over in Waterville that I went to a couple weeks ago. They had Xenosaga 1 and 3. 1 was $15 and 3 was $200. Yeah, I forgot I had a Mox Opal, and I didn't know that Mox Opal had spiked to $160.
Mm-hmm. Alternatively, that's about 1/3 of the way to a Switch 2.
True. After you, Lore. Well, I've pretty much fulfilled my part of the move funds, so I guess I can put it towards a Switch 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, they did unban Mox Opal in Modern, didn't they? After you, Lore.
That would explain the price hike.
Yeah. I remember it being like $30 last time I checked, so it must be the unbanning. It is done. Brandon has been laid to rest. You saw us when we arrived. Do you really have to ask? No, I suppose not. Oh, my dear friend. I pray you have found peace. And what of you, grandson? Has the turmoil in your heart subsided at last? Aye, I suppose so. Though, to be honest, it felt like I made peace with him before we even fought. Because you finally saw him for what he was and accepted that truth into your heart, the battle was but an afterthought. Ha! Easy for you to say. You didn't have to cross blades with the bloke. By the way, I brought you some gifts. The 3 royal relics of Vobert. Then Brandon was safeguarding both the bracelet and the choker. And now it's your turn to look after the whole lot. That's what Lady Saldia and her knight would have wanted, I reckon. Yes, of course. That their souls may sleep soundly forevermore, we shall enshrine these relics for all eternity. Now that that's settled, I suppose we should be on our way. There's a detour I'll have to take, but afterwards I'd like to speak with you back at the usual spot in the Crystarium. Be well, Sulol. I think that one has a bright life ahead of him. Few can find the strength to overcome such terrible tragedy, but he did. As have you on no few occasions, I am sure. Yeah. Yep. There was this time at a banquet. It has been a pleasure, Lore. Do visit me, should you ever yearn to hear an old fool prattle on and on. I don't remember what else I have that was super expensive, aside from a couple, but I do have a foil Darksteel forge and a foil original original printing smothering tithe, which weirdly, let's see, we're going to the Crystarium, which weirdly TCG Player lists as worth less than the non-foil, despite it being from before foil quality went down. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay,
So before we go to break, I propose we do one last quest.
Well, we're not done with this quest.
I mean, like, after this.
Well, yeah, you want to do the Dark Knight Capstone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I wish I'd actually bought that second copy now. Because apparently Gotcha Force is going anywhere between £300 to £800.
Good lord.
I nearly got a second copy for £7.
Damn.
I still have my own copy though, so
Unfortunately, I didn't sell my copy of Thousand Year Door before it got remade, or else I would have had a cool $150 in my pocket.
Or that's a triple triad player.
Yeah, if you're looking up cards, use tcgplayer.com. That's what basically everyone uses. The market value is for a near mint version of the card. And that's a good guide to what your card is worth in trade. When selling it to like a shop, you'll get a lot less, of course. Well met, Sinner. Glad to see you made it back safe and sound. Having returned to where it all began, I can't help but think back to when I first came here, thinking only of Dakaya Sign and my revenge. I was so wrapped up in my own personal affairs that I didn't realize I was only pushing others away. Glynard was the only one who saw through the facade. He's a perceptive one, aye. Took one look at me when I got back and broke into a smile. But enough about him. I have yet to thank you properly, Lore. I owe you so much for sticking with me to the end. So what's next for you, Sinner? Good question. Can't say I feel at home here or in Bright or anywhere else, so I might spend some time on the road. I may not be as skilled a fighter as you, but I reckon I'm better than most. And there's always someone in need of a reliable sword hand. There aren't any cheap Moxen? Aren't like Mox Amber or Mox Tantalite only a couple of bucks? Melinda would want me to use my talents for a noble purpose, and helping folks in need fits the bill. Hells, isn't that what Brandon and his comrades wound up doing in the end? $50 for Mox Amber. Wait, is that the one that is conditional on a legendary creature? Mox Tantalite is 10 to 15 bucks. So, let's not call it a goodbye. Let's just say until the next hunt. And they never saw each other again. Wheresoever you go, may you find shade, sinner.
A good salutation.
Yeah.
Given this world's history.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Speaker for the righteous.
And
all
the
right.
last one we did got us the achievement Speaker for the Brave. And I don't remember what the achievement was called for doing the caster quest.
All right, to Ishgard, I guess.
Eagleshear. Eagleshear.
Eagleshear.
Yes.
Okay.
Not Eagleshear, Ishgard, yeah. Yeah. I'm just so used to going to Eagleshear for Triple Triad book, not Triple Triad, for Wonder Tale books.
It'll sure.
Of course,
Not from Yorkshire.
The Mox Opal is going to be a big chunk of money, but the real bulk of the value is stuff that's like $4 to $8. Because I have a lot of that. I have a stack that's like 5 inches tall of cards that are worth at least $1 at near mint. Very few of them are near mint, but
head to the Forgotten Knight. I am actually Fantasia, I swear to God.
My gag, I believe, seems to be becoming a closer and closer to reality.
listen, it would be an interesting stream, but I'm not writing vows for you, man.
Ever since you entered my life, I've had a sense of direction. You've always known just where I need to go. You're like a beacon on the horizon, guiding me.
I've thought about the path, and whether I want to walk it myself someday. But after everything that happened with Mist, I think I might want to pursue Conjury instead. Sometimes we have to do bad things for good reasons. I know that, I do. But I'd still rather try to avoid it if I can. If I was a better healer, then maybe I'd have more options, or something. That Pajal, Sumiyan, I could write him a letter.
Don't worry, if anyone can relate to not being a good healer, it's you.
I thought about taking the path, but I don't want to have to deal with having a fractured psyche. From the guilt of those I couldn't save. So I think I'll become a healer instead.
Yeah.
You know what? That's valid.
And have a fractured psyche from all the people she couldn't save.
Yeah. Speaking of, the quest here is called They Will Tell You That You Are One and You Are Two. You can choose.
You are getting real faint, Minda.
Oh, weird.
Are you leaning away from your mic or something?
A little bit, but not so much that I thought would make a difference.
Yeah,
and again, like, Discord completely crashed, so I had to use browser Discord, and that might be affecting my mic settings a little bit, because Discord is weird like that.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Lore, it so happens I have a letter for you. But before we talk about that, mind telling me what you've been getting yourself into lately? You and your scions, I mean. I have an inkling, perhaps. No, you don't. I went and saved another world, as it happens. Come again? Reflections of the Source? Parallel worlds? Sin Eaters? What in the seven hells are you on about? Something tells me this is only going to make any kind of sense if you walk me through it from the beginning, step by step. Right then. So, to sum up, you were swept up into yet another realm-shaking conflict, were you? Well, of course you were. You've an insatiable hunger for it, don't you? And even when you bite off more than you can chew, you refuse to let go. What? As if you didn't know. Hells, from the moment I laid eyes on you, I suspected you were a particular blend of impulsive and stubborn. Takes a special kind of bastard to become a Dark Knight, much less a warrior of light, don't you think? You traveled unto a doomed world and pledged your sword to a futile cause. You fought, and you fought, and you fought, and in the end you won the day. Remember to check the journal every step of the way. You're right. I forgot about that. Though I knew it wasn't without loss, without sacrifice. Victories like that are always bought with blood. Actually, most of us survived. But you and your comrades paid that price all the same. That faraway land and her people live on because you all were willing to fight to the bitter end, because you were too stubborn to die.
We do that.
Yeah. And because of love, I'm sure. He's having an emo moment, Riel. Being grim and dark will only get you so far, don't you remember? It's like the Mughals, like Sir Pain himself said. The flame in the abyss, the love you bear for the ones you hold most dear, that is the source of true strength. Lore could have never made it this far if her heart wasn't filled to the brim with love. Is this a roundabout way of asking me about my heart's desires?
I'd sooner pose that question to Sid. Oh, I get a cruel smile when I do that. Let's not and say we did.
Yeah, I got that too. I'm sure that Thancred fellow you mentioned would provide a far more meaningful and interesting response. Having to look after the reincarnation of his surrogate daughter is certainly... though I suppose, on some level, I can relate. What? The look on her face. I've not once thought of you as my father. Well, no, I mean, we're not even the same race, so of course no one would ever look at us and assume...
That's not what she means.
What? If you want to put a label on it, then what would you prefer? Master and disciple? Manservant and noblewoman? Sid. How about Chocobo's arse and whatever you damn well like? Gods, you can be daft sometimes.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hey, what did I tell you about calling me that?
How much has she said that for him to give that response?
Children, am I right? Best we give her a moment to cool her head. For now, let's talk about that letter I mentioned earlier. It's addressed to you, but who penned it, I cannot say. It was delivered to me by a young woman of the broom. Looney, I believe her name was. She said she'd seen us with you out and about in Ishgard before, years ago, and reckoned that if she left it with us, you'd eventually be around to pick it up. Daughter's owned, yeah. Before you ask, no, I have not taken a peek, so its contents remain a complete and utter mystery to me. As for the sender, you'll have to pester Looney at the Holy Stables if you want to know more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an angry girl to mollify. So am I going to open it or what? Hello? Oh, okay, I gotta interact with it. Journal.
Check the journal first. Where is it?
Let's see. Our closure. After sparing a few moments to chat about your extraordinary adventures in the first, Sidurgu informs you that he has come into possession of an anonymous letter addressed to you. Out of respect for your privacy, he has refrained from opening it, and after he takes his leave to chase after a rather annoyed Riel, you are left alone to read it. But if you're reading this, then you know how the story goes, don't you? So now comes the choice. Hold the crystal close that we may enjoy these moments together, or put it away and pretend I was never a part of it, that I was never really here. Oof!
Ooh.
Within the sealed envelope is a paper, which you unfold to find a message written in a strangely familiar scrawl. Did I write this letter? Did Frey take over my body and write this letter? Loreweaver, you'll forgive me for the sudden correspondence and the secrecy. You helped me.
Well, that's that question.
Yeah. Once upon a time. It's past time I said as much, and so here we are. Feels like a lifetime ago, come to think on it. You've been through quite a lot since then, accomplished incredible things. I'd like to think that, in some way, I was a part of your journey. Far from the best, no doubt. But for me and my own journey, I think it's safe to say that you've been... well, there's no suitable words to describe it, really. I've done things, made decisions. Looking back, I can't help but feel more than a little foolish. But such is life, and we have to seize what few opportunities we have for closure, even if it is through the written word and not face to face. So wherever you are, I hope you're happy, still fighting, still adventuring, still doing what you love. Be well. The letter bears no signature or any obvious clues as to the author's identity. Perhaps Looney can shed light on this mystery. Something I didn't... oh wait, no. Teddy had something to say, right?
Oh, I just love the fact that Frey is basically talking in the descriptions for quests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Just fun.
I am... Oh yeah, Alphina's voice actor didn't show up to my wedding, but still kind of like that. I have the anecdote that I can say I fucking invited him.
Completely new sentence.
But this is not the right quest.
The cryptic letter speaks for itself. Perhaps Looney, the woman who delivered it to Sidurgu, might be able to shed light on this mystery, or at least help you to go through the motions and put one foot in front of the other, over and over again. Off you trot. Oh yeah, to clarify in chat, the reason that Mox Lotus, for all its power, is not more valuable is because it's a joke card that is not playable in anything. Oh, up above? The Holy State. Oh, she said she handed it to him in the broom. She's from the Holy Stables. Okay.
My God, the map, Lord, please. I don't think the ring's gonna help. It has a 30-minute cooldown. I think if we're gonna do this, I think Law needs to be involved in bigamy.
Very on brand for you to get lost on your way to ask about Frey's letter.
did you go? Why are you in the pillars?
What the fuck?
Because the quest icon was on the pillars.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Okay, hang on. I'll go back to fucking Foundation. Hang on.
It's cause you've never handed over that bottle of booze. You've still got the quest.
Oh!
You quit your own quest are catfishing you.
Okay, where the fuck? Over there. Okay.
Oh, so yeah, the wedding is free, by the way, by default. If you want the wedding, the special chocobo, it's $5, but like.
Yeah.
How much does the teleport ring cost?
That comes packaged just with a free one.
Do you have to wear it? Like as a gear piece?
Nope, you can just keep it in your inventory. As a result, it's in my armory chest, but I've got it on a hotbar, so I just click it.
Gotcha. It's you! It's really you! Loreweaver, my hero! Honestly, I never thought I'd get to see you again, much less speak with you. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably don't remember me at all, do you? I'm not surprised. All in a day's work, I suppose, saving silly little fools like me. And it was so long ago when you rescued me from those temple knights who were trying to take me away from my grandmother. I still remember it like it was yesterday, though, you swinging that great big sword of yours, bellowing all kinds of terrible threats and sending them running. I'm sure some might say you overdid it, but thanks to you, my grandmother and I never heard from that lot again. And ever since Sir Emmerich and his allies came into power, we've had a lot less of that trouble all over. Okay, I was talking, Minda. What are you saying?
Oh, sorry. I waited for a break, but then you kept going. Yeah, that was literally the first Dark Knight quest.
Yeah.
I also love how she's talking about, like, you were bellowing all kinds of crazy obscenities and stuff, and like, you remember that was Frey.
That was
Frey.
Frey.
That was Frey. Yeah. Except no, it wasn't, because yeah.
Yep. But let me guess. You didn't come all this way just to see me, did you? The letter, huh? I thought so. It wasn't me who wrote it, I can tell you that much. I got it from a knight I befriended after tending to his chocobo a couple of times, Sir Patronat. He said it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions, a peerless warrior with 1,000 victories to her name. After he described your features in detail, it all fell into place, and since I was certain you'd eventually pay a visit to your friends, I offered to take it to them. Anyway, he's the one you need to talk to if you're after the sender. Maybe check the congregation? I mean, that's where knights congregate, I presume?
I'm not sure. I do like that you were asked to deliver a bottle of wine, and you've effectively stolen the damn thing.
I'm just aging it.
I was about to make the same damn joke.
Also check the journal.
Oh, yes. Looney, it turns out, is none other than the girl you rescued from the clutches of corrupt temple knights a lifetime ago. She is not, however, the author of the letter, and explains that she received it from one Sir Patronat, who stated it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions. It would seem a visit to the congregation is in order. She didn't know, of course. How could she? She's not even sure how many of you there were that day. Are you? But never you mind that. You have a search to continue. I wonder how many links in this daisy chain there are going to be.
It's a good thing you've got a couple more hours to do for the stream.
You? How may I be of service to you, Mistress Weaver? The letter? Oh, what a relief it is to see that it arrived unmolested. It was entrusted to me by Orella of Rhalgr's Reach. After the battle at the Gimlet Dark, I spent a few nights there, you see. I can only assume that whoever sent it to the Reach had heard tell of the battle between you and Lord Xenos, and how you had been brought to the Barber. However, by the time it arrived, you had long since been spirited away to Ishgard. Had Looney not recognized you from my stories, I do not know how I might have seen it to your hand. If you seek the author, mayhap you should pay a visit to the Reach? I know only what I told you, but surely Orella can tell you more. May the Fury watch over and keep you, friend. All right, to Rhalgr's Reach.
I'll teleport. I've got it on favourites. So it's discounted.
And sure enough.
Sir Patronade was no more than another link in the chain, having received a letter from Orella of Rhalgr's Reach. He, like you, had been injured at the Gimlet Dark, and so he spent some nights there convalescing in her care. If further answers are to be found, it will be at the Barber. Do you remember Sir Patronade? I do. Not by name, of course. He didn't have one when the tower fell. That's how these things so often go. You do your bit, only later to fill in the gaps, to piece together the picture in distant hindsight. What will your legacy be tomorrow, and the day after, and in the days after that?
There's a little meta comedy there in that, like, I think he literally did not have a name.
Yeah.
He would have been a nameless NPC.
Frey watching you ride in your funny wisp mount.
A pleasure to see you. Lost that long-haired boy of yours again? This is about the letter, is it? It came with a shipment of supplies from Little Alamigo, as I recall. I can only presume the sender was hoping that Commander Hext would see it to you personally, but I'm not surprised it escaped her notice, given the chaos at the Gimlet Dark and after. It found its way into my medical supplies, and, as you well know, I decided to let that Ishgardian knight take charge of its delivery. In any event, I advise you to continue your search in Little Alamigo, and if anyone there knows aught of the letter's author, it would be Gundobald. Back and forth across the world.
Time to read the book. Journal.
Yep, I was going to do it once I finished teleporting. After clarifying that you are come not in search of a lost child yet again, Orella explains to you that the letter came with a shipment of medical supplies from Little Alamigo. She can only assume that the author intended for Commander Hex to take charge of it and deliver it to you personally. And so you depart for southern Thanalan to retrace another leg of the letter's journey. And Orella's just another step in your own journey. Will you remember her? What about the names in her ledger? Conrad Kemp, Meffred Noward. Ah, but they were doomed from the first, a part of you whispers. Inevitable deaths on the road to a foregone conclusion, saith the hardened heart in retrospect. You'd be wrong, of course. It never had to be this way. This world is exactly as we choose to make it. Gundobald.
There is absolutely no art for the concept of Alphinaud without the ponytail. Just a single mod someone's made, but no art.
Why would that be a thing you're looking for?
I don't know, just when they mentioned about long hair, it's like, Alphinaud would have long hair if he didn't have a ponytail. I just googled it. ADHD brain.
Well met, Lore. I was not expecting a visit. What brings you to southern Thanalan this evening? This letter, you say? And you seek the author? If you read it, then you know their heart, what you meant to them, how you changed their life for the better. It is a feeling I understand all too well, which is why I agreed to send this letter with the supplies for Rhalgr's Reach. Yet you never were one to let a mystery remain unsolved, were you? You seek answers. Closure. I will not deny you this. At the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lenosia, you will find a man named Godahard. Speak with him. Perhaps then you will find a measure of peace. If we're looking for this person in Lenosia, what if it's that that fraud? The fraud who claimed he fought Titan and Leviathan.
If only.
Oh, no, that's Chaktoon. Who is mentioned in the Leviathan minion. When asked to describe Leviathan for the Weaver's Guild to make the minion, he sent them a drawing of his dick, saying it's the exact length and girth of Leviathan.
Jesus.
Journal.
That is directly what it says.
Yep.
Gundobald regards you thoughtfully and states that the letter speaks for itself, which is why he agreed to send it on the author's behalf. However, if you are unwilling to let it lie, if you still seek answers and closure, he will not deny you. There is a man at the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lenosia that may be able to help you find a measure of peace. Now, Gundobald, he's seen you at your best and at your worst. He's seen you when you were 1 and when you were 2. He could tell you someone else wrote the letter, if that's what you'd like to believe. It'd be a turn, sure, but we've seen stranger things. Or he could continue to regard you with that same mixture of concern and fear that bubbles to the surface when the topic of us comes up, and say nothing of the sort. And you could go to Red Rooster Stead with the answer of your choosing. See if it's all to your satisfaction.
And then what about Red Alfie? See, I'm pretty sure they just recently made the Alphino and Alize outfits dyeable, so you really can make Red Alphino and Blue Alize if you wanted to.
Oh, gods, it's you! But why? Why are you here?
I remember this guy. We blew up at him when he wasn't sufficiently thankful for saving some of his stock.
It was more that he was just being a dick about it.
Yeah.
You really don't remember? Any of it? The Kikiern bandits? A certain merchant who may have overstepped his bounds just a trifle? You were a right bloody mess when you returned to the dry docks with my wares, and I do mean bloody. I say, is none of what I'm telling you ringing a bell? Really? Not even the part where I refused to thank you and demanded that you pay me restitution for the property you yourself returned to me? Yeah, this was where I lectured Frey about treating me like an extension of herself or whatever.
Yeah,
this was
one of the times where Di and I had to mute ourselves to stop ourselves from laughing at you.
Well, seeing as I've already confessed it, I may as well reiterate. It was me. That was just the beginning of my bad luck, as it happens. A string of bad decisions left me in debt to some very unforgiving fellows, and before I knew it, they had taken damn near everything I owned. I was friendless, penniless, hopeless, And let me tell you, running afoul of the Warrior of Light had not done me any favors either. There was a time when I couldn't help but blame you for all my misfortune. No, I ranted about Frey being a pervert way before I ran into this guy. And then, one day, when I was rummaging through my meager possessions, I had an epiphany. I stumbled upon a package from that shipment you recovered for me that ill-fated day. Flower bulbs, stained with Kikirn blood, but viable for cultivation, still brimming with the potential to grow and thrive.
Yeah, the pair that rent was just outside of Little Amiga.
Wait, which rant? Because we're talking about two different rants.
When you called out Frey for being horny, that was just outside of Little Amiga, I believe.
No, I did that on the streets of Ishgard.
Did you?
Yeah, I riffed on that for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And you guys muted yourselves laughing because because I was standing in the middle of a crowded street doing it.
St. Ferrum seems to remember the same as me.
I may have done it multiple times, but
I think it was in Fallon. I think it was in Drybone.
Well,
I'm going to be in the middle of Ishgard and in the middle of Alavig, or Drybone.
I'm going to be cutting out those parts from videos and uploading them as their own big video, the whole Dark Knight series, or at least the 30 to 50. So I guess we'll find out when I do.
And we do need to clip the manure.
Before I knew it, I was cradling the package to my breast, sobbing and moaning like a mad fool. For a fool is exactly what I had been. I had been offered a kindness without let or lean, and instead of thanking this generous hero who had spat in her face. No, I haven't done that yet. It's on my to-do list, but I haven't done it yet. So I left that life behind, save for the bulbs I brought with me here, apprenticed myself to the botanist, and resolved to start anew. And wouldn't you know it, the stubborn little fiends finally bloomed for me. I suppose it's only fitting that you'd show up again that very day. I've 1,000 regrets, but none greater than how I spoke to you. I say this not to beg your forgiveness, but to tell you how you've changed me for the better, and to thank you for the opportunity. You're welcome. I do have one request, if you are amenable to it. I pray you accept a flower, one of the precious few that has bloomed. A token of my heartfelt appreciation for my personal savior. Admittedly, this particular breed is perhaps best suited for funerals and farewells, but if you'd rather not keep it for yourself, perhaps there's someone else who might welcome it. There's the horny bitch herself. I keep it and have it as a present for the ghost in my brain. Someone else indeed. With the chat mode and say, enter Frey to call out to your comrade in the Kurthis Central Highlands. Alright. Off we go. The Camp Dragonhead. Oh, you're teleporting.
Of course, they had to end the fucking Dark Knight quest with, like, humiliating the player by making them put something in the sage hat.
No.
Remember, you can type anything as long as it has Frey, I believe. I'll test.
First check the journal.
The man at the Red Rooster Stead turns out to be yet another figure from your past, a former merchant who bade you retrieve his stolen wares and berated you for the condition in which you returned them to him. Ever since that fateful day, his life has been a succession of failures, until, while going through his meager possessions, he chanced to find a blood-stained package of flower bulbs from once upon a time. Thereafter, he resolved to become a botanist and start anew, and, as a humble token of his appreciation, long overdue, he offers a flower. But it is not for you. Another nameless face, now named. Then conniving, now humbled, as well he should be, no? I gave him a right talking to. Or you did. Your choice. And after a string of bad luck, he since turned over a new leaf, and found a flower, suitable for funerals and farewells. I told you before you know how the story goes, didn't I? Come and see, Lore. Come and see.
Okay, I can confirm, Freya, you horny bitch, where you at works.
You know I have to do that. All right, let me grab my keyboard. Oh, is this gonna say it to everyone in the zone?
Yes, but you also need to. So... You can't do it if you click the destination. You just have to be stood here.
Ah.
It says it out loud to everyone within /say proximity.
Oh, so it's not the entire zone.
Yeah, apparently you were out of range when I did it, which is why it didn't show up in your chat.
Ah, okay,
Is
cool.
it case sensitive?
Oh, some other players ran. Freya, you here?
Well, you've already done the joke, so I can't copy it.
Oh, yeah, you can't have it all caps.
There is no response. Yet there can be no answer, but this, can there? So let us wait for a time, you and I, in the cold and in the snow, in the dark.
What is the range of /say anyway? Does anyone know?
Apparently not very long, because like Law was close enough that his icon in the party menu was lit up, but he didn't see it.
I didn't see my own message, so I may just have say hidden.
Oh.
No, that would do it. I think you did turn off say for like spoilery reasons.
Yeah, for Dawn Trail launch. Mm-hmm. I should turn that back on. Remind me to do that after this cutscene.
I can't find a specified range.
Plant the Buster Sword and walk away with it like in Advent Children.
You have a different pose than me.
Yeah, this cutscene is one of many reasons why I think the Dark Knight, the female Dark Knight, has such a better default pose.
Clever, clever, clever. Or are we just playing it by ear? No matter. Sup, you horny bitch. I wanted this once. More than anything. A chance to speak and be heard. But neither of us needs it anymore. And if we were to look deep within ourselves, we would realize that we never did. We are the stories we tell ourselves. The brave hero, the tortured soul, the altruist, the pragmatist. They will tell you who they see, but you and you alone know who you are. For I speak only for myself. If you find comfort in my words, they are yours for the taking, but that is your choice, now and ever after, as it has always been. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give a voice to the voiceless. As we did together that day when you gave us our answer. Was it ever mine? I will not make jokes. I will not make jokes. That was too good. And
Final
journal.
Fantasy XIV.
You say a few words and offer a flower in memory of a memory. Now go and don't look back. It's been a long, strange journey filled with all kinds of ups and downs. Your journey, to be sure, but like I wrote before, I'd like to pretend I was an important part of it. Vanity, aye, but how can I not think of legacy now, when we've been to the first and witnessed firsthand the lengths to which man will go to be remembered? I want to believe, I need to believe, that this was not for nothing, that I changed you for the better as you changed me. This is so good.
Sounds like you and Freya are more on the level now.
Yeah?
Also, I swear there used to be another line here, specifically referring to the Living Shadow ability, where Freya would say, "Nice little trick you've got. Oh, you've learned." But we both know that's not really me. But I
Would you even trigger that?
don't know. Oh, okay, sorry. Weird, I didn't remember reading the channel. Oh, 1 second. Poke the lion. Okay, we good.
Hey, Riel's back. My apologies for storming off earlier. You'd think I would be more mature than that after everything I've been through.
From the window dropping down.
Welcome back, Lore. As you can see, Riel and I are getting along swimmingly, so you needn't worry about us in the slightest. Not one bit. So, what of that mysterious unsigned letter? Did your grand search for answers lead you anywhere interesting? Closure, perhaps?
An old acquaintance.
That's so. Well, glad to hear it, I suppose. That's it? That's all you have to say to him? Alright, well, bye, Sidurgu. Well, I'll talk to him again. Saved any more parallel worlds lately? I jest. Still, you can't blame a man for viewing such incredible claims with a measure of skepticism, can you? No, I can't blame you at all. I'm surprised you're the first. How fare you and Riel? It would seem that the Countess's crusade died with her. No one has sought us out since that day. It's only in the journal after you complete the quest. Ah, okay. And it says, Sidurgu is waiting for you with Riel in the Forgotten Night when you return. He asks you what you found, what it was all for, and you reply, time to go. I don't know when we'll do this again, if we'll ever do this again. The little trick you've learned doesn't count, you know. But even if this is our end, it won't change what we had. I love you more than you'll ever know. Be well. Oh, this is so good!
How do you feel about Freya now?
Great character.
Yeah.
Are you gonna let her out of your head a little bit more now?
Yes, I will.
Suddenly, Lore becomes great at navigating in the game.
And doing that quest got us the title The Boundless Dark.
Nice.
Oh,
All right,
God.
we're an hour late for our break, and my cat is hungry.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll take our break, and we'll figure out what to do with the last little stretch of stream. I need to eat
Sounds good.
something too. Burb.
Oh wait, talk to Riel. Talk to Riel.
Wait, what?
Talk to Riel.
Did I
Yeah,
just
that's
hug
what I
him?
got.
Her walk the path. But she's just a. Her life is her own, to make with it what she will. If that is her desire, then we shall discuss it. Okay, Riel. I'll stop calling Sid a Chocobo's arse when he stops thinking of me as a stupid little girl. God, you'd think after everything we've been through, he'd give me a little more credit. It's because I'm so bloody short. I'm due for a growth spurt, but I don't know if I'll ever be as tall as he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
You've
we'll be
been
back in a
daughter
minute,
zoned.
guys.
Sorry, Riel,
Hear
you've
that?
been daughter zoned.
I
Yeah.
would love it if at some point when you go back to visit them after an expansion, she's hit her growth spurt and she's tall.
Yeah, I honestly think that's more likely to happen in like Final Fantasy XIV 2. like I genuinely would love that to happen, or like I think Final Fantasy XIV 2 is the only way you would get that, just like an actual like sizable time skip of like 10 to 20 years. Like we come back and Alphino and Alize are like old mentor figures to a new Warrior of Light, a new player character for a new game. Something like that. That would be amazing. Anyway, break time.
All right, Burb. All right, I'm back. You guys back?
I am back.
Hello.
Before we move on, I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
The first is relevant to what we just did. The second is relevant to what we're about to do. First question is, Di and I posted a couple pictures of that quest from our perspective, because the neutral Dark Knight pose is very different between male and female characters. And I wonder which one you prefer, because I feel like the different poses give them each a very different vibe. Give the scene 2 very different vibes, depending on what your character gender is.
I prefer the male version.
I
prefer
like
the female version.
I like the silhouette symmetry of the shot where you're standing back to back with the swords on your shoulders, but I think overall the female pose version is more to my liking. I'm going to paste that link in chat so they can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the female version. It gives the whole scene a certain sanctity that I feel like the cloud pose feels more casual for this scene, which works. It's just not what I want out of this particular conversation.
Yeah.
There's a sort of like, the female one is, this is a somber moment, I'm saying goodbye, whereas the male version has a bit more of a cocky, we've been through a lot, kind of feel.
Yeah, I like the female version of that better.
Yeah. And the second question, in case you hadn't noticed, is the Alliance raid starts in Tomra, aka Dwarfland. So I wonder if that gives you any predictions for what we are about to get into.
Giant frog bot.
Oh.
No. Okay.
This is going to be
The
interesting.
teleport disappeared, so you're going to have to teleport to Tomra on your own.
Yeah. The dwarves. That's where we went up on the giant Talos.
It's Upper Calusia.
We're not going to fight the giant Talos, are we? That would be interesting. All right. So here's my question for you. How long does the first stretch of the Alliance raid take? Because it kind of sounded like we should do the Alliance raid as like its own stream. And I'm thinking
we're not
going
to be able. We can if we get moving, we can finish the first raid in a somewhat timely manner in like an hour. But
I kind of want that to be its own video.
It's not going to be its own video.
I mean, like the raids together.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's going to be 6 hours long.
There's a lot of story, and and they're the longest raids in the game.
Okay.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of story, and they are very long raids. We cannot do the Alliance raids in one day. I am telling you now.
Okay.
That's why we're doing this now, to get a head start on it, so we can potentially do the second 2 Alliance raids in one video. But even that will be cutting it close. That will also probably be a long stream.
Well, why not do it in 2 videos instead of 3?
Because it's impossible to do anything else. Like,
no, I mean, like, do half of it next week and half of it the week after.
Because that's too... I don't think it's that long.
Alright, so Gossipy Dwarf?
Gossipy Dwarf, yes.
Word about Comra. A new rumor has the dwarves of Comra in a right tizzy. Is that the right
3
one?
is not cleanly divisible by 2 anyway. Yeah, that's what IGU said.
This is a level 70 quest.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a quest you can pick up. Like the almost all the quests in this expansion are 70 quests. that sync upwards to your level to match. This will lead into quests that are exclusively 80, but you could have picked this up earlier, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard the latest rumor out of Comra? The strangest find in recent memory, though actual details as to what said find actually is have yet to emerge. If you do happen to come into any juicy tidbits, I'd be keen to hear them. The suspense is killing me here.
Yes, this is required setup for the Alliance raid, which is why it's a blue quest.
It wasn't blue when it first came out until they added the
Until they actually added the Alliance raid, yeah.
Oh, what's that mount that Melena's got? Is that a fishing mount?
Which one? Oh, that's one of the Beast Tribe quests for the Vanuganu.
Cool. 3 is not cleanly divisible by 2? Yeah, but each section of the Alliance raid is 4 raids, isn't it?
No, 3 raids. Normal raids are 4. Alliance raids are 3.
Oh, Alliance... I'm dumb. Okay, we're talking about the Alliance raids. Okay.
There are 3 Alliance raids. We can do 2 of them one day and 1 of them a second day. And that's just how you divide 3 by 2.
Yeah.
Also, thinking about it, I was a lot clearer and more precise when I was able to explaining the Brandon's moveset than I am normally. I am very experienced with Paladin, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should swap back to Black Mage. You're right. Good catch.
We literally can't go in with 2 tanks because it's an Alliance raid.
No time for you, friend. We've our hands full with this latest find of ours. Well, that's too short for my ears. I can't go in. Oh well, we'll have to abandon it.
We have a tall dwarf.
Oh, Minda, Ots just sent me something I need to pass by you. Basically, it's the Savage fight we're doing, but we've censored the names just to show how complicated the fight's mechanics are to lore. Yeah, I'll just send you it.
I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of a new discovery of untold value that only a select few are allowed to see for themselves. That said, there may come a time when I find myself utterly fascinated by that pile of rocks over there and would be completely oblivious to anyone attempting to sneak past. You're a woman of the world, ain't you? Don't make me say it plain. Wicked White, how bloody stupid are you? You, the imbecile, give me, the guard, 10,000 gil. Then you, the imbecile, get to walk past me, the guard, and see the amazing find. Got it? Well, now I'm not going to. Then you do not get to pass. You go away. Good day, miss. Lolly, what in the blazing hells do you think you're doing, man-ho? Is that any way for a guard to behave? Is it? Yeah, man-ho. No, sir. Chief, sir. No rations for you tonight. Chief, no. Mercy, mercy! He's talking specifically about alcohol rations he can still eat. It's not fair, I tell you. A dwarf toils day in and day out for a pittance, only to try and make a little something extra on the side. And what does it get him? Wait, hang on. Hang on. Hang the fuck on. He asked for gil. The first doesn't use gil.
Yeah, it does.
No, they were confused when I offered them gil, weren't they?
No, when we first arrived, they explained that the Exarch explained that gil had proliferated because it was the currency found inside the Crystal Tower, and they started to use it and reproduce it as their main currency, and it just spread.
Okay, never mind.
Since the native currency of the first was like fractured from like a dozen dead kingdoms, so having one standardized gil made sense once the Crystarian became the dominant power in the region.
Okay, my bad. The Exarch literally told you why they use guild? Yeah, 6 months ago. Right, well, anyway, bugger off. None may pass without the chief's permission, which I know you haven't got. Back and forth. Nope, this chief. Wait, don't tell me. I assume you came all this way to put in for the position? Sorry, but it's already been filled. Came all this way for the what now?
You know what they say about assumptions?
Don't go playing silly buggers with me. The queer ruins we found deep in a cavern through a tunnel over there. The one filled with all kinds of machina, to the point we've started calling it a bloody machina graveyard. Yes, well, we were looking to hire on another guard, but the position's since been filled by that fellow what tried to swindle you a moment ago. So you're out of luck, I'm afraid. But chin up, lass. Your time will come round again soon enough. Since you're here and still unemployed, I'm plenty employed, thank you. Mind delivering a message for me? It's for 2 younglings in Comra, Anog and Konog, sister and brother, twins, fond of wearing white and black. Twin thing, I suppose. Okay, but if you're going to employ me, I'm going to ask for money, dipshit. The message is as follows. Lally bleeding ho, this is no place for children to be messing about. Stay far, far, far away, or else. Got it? Alright, back to Tomra. Maybe not back to Tomra. Oh, Comra, not Tomra.
Why did I accept the teleport?
You have only yourself to blame for that.
Just instinct.
Lore, we had to walk 10 feet. You can see the NPC from where we were standing.
No, my punishment is I got to spend more time on a horse. Ugh. Can't you see we're in the middle of a very important conversation? You got business with us? The chief put you up to this. You agreed? Haven't you got anything better to do with your time? No. Wait, those garments, that quiet confidence, those powerful neck muscles, sculpted by a lifetime of nodding.
This questline has some of the best dialogue and dialogue options.
This is that sinner everyone's been talking about, sister. She's the guileless fool we've been waiting for. The perfect patsy. Good thinking, brother. Let's get right to it then. You wouldn't happen to be that kindly stranger everyone likes and adores. You are, aren't you? Perhaps you would be willing to do us a teensy little favor. Of course you would. Kids, have you seen the size of my big fucking ears? I heard every word you just whispered to each other. My brother and I are conducting some highly secret research at the moment, but we've hit a dead end. To continue, we need to get our hands on an automaton core. So I'm to be your patsy. Oh, don't be silly. Everyone knows you're the soul of generosity, a sinner who cannot help but render aid to her fellow sinner in their hour of need. Not for fame or fortune or any other reward, but simply for the joy of it. Am I wrong? I did just reconcile with Frey, so I'm gonna say, oh, sod this.
Immediately after the Dark Knight retrospective is amazing.
Yep.
Frey is screaming right now. Let me out! I'm gonna kill them both!
This is another one of those moments where it really doesn't matter what I have to say, isn't it?
How rude!
Now you're on the trolley.
So rude. But despite your vehement refusal, deep down we both know you cannot help but aid us in our endeavor. 'Tis your nature. We will pretend that you agreed without a fuss, and that will be the end of it. The core we require is being stored with other sundry materials on the cliffs above us. Once you have it, bring it to my sister.
Oh, you get a lot more dialogue for that option. Like I said, for me, it's just like, well, now you're on the trolley, and then just go straight to the car. Law. North.
What?
You seem to be going south at first.
No.
Straight up is difficult.
Yes, but it's more fun to poke at Law.
Whee! Wow, that didn't take all of my HP. Oh, it's the dig site chief. You gave him the old lally bleed no, did you? Hope they took it to heart.
About that, we may have done the exact opposite of what you asked for.
Don't dally, sinner. We need that core for our research. Ah, there's the sinner now. And is that the core I spy in her hot little hands? Excuse you. Brilliant. All we've got to do is sell this for a small fortune, and then we'll be one step closer to seeing our plans for world domination to fruition. Oi, Anok, lally nay on the domination hoe. Oh, right. That was a close one, brother. Now then, for our next request. Lolly, what in the hells are you two up to, ho? If you're even thinking of taking advantage of this good sinner, I'll tan both your hides and toss you from the top of White Oil Falls. Now get you gone. Those are your hands, and you do cast fireballs out of them. True.
And your hands are very petite.
Are they?
I think so.
I've got a couple grippers on me. Sir, yes, sir. Sorry about that. They don't know any better on account of them being all on their own. No parents. They've lost more than most, you could say. More than anyone ever should. Anyway, I've been meaning to ask. Everyone says you're the soul of generosity, a sinner who cannot help but render aid to her fellow sinner in their hour of need. Frey just goes, ah! Not for fame or fortune or any other reward, but simply for the joy of it. Am I wrong? I'd swear you just repeated nearly word for word what those two... Never mind. We're short a lantern at the dig site. Just gonna ignore what I said? Should be another in the cave just outside the village. Mind going and fetching it for me? Of course you don't.
Well, of course he's going to ignore what you just said. This is one of those times where it doesn't matter what you say.
Once you've got it, bring it to me back at the dig. Oh, and don't worry, I'll see you compensated for the trouble.
One second, my cat got himself on top of a shelf.
I time my fight. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Ah, here. Underground.
Ah, there's the cave. You really must let us through. It's a matter of the utmost importance. What does it matter to you if we go through? It's not like it's your find. You have nothing to lose. What in the hells are you two on about? There you are. I presume that lantern you're holding's for yours truly? Like any other lantern, but for use in mines, hence the distinction. Though it invites the question of whether or not any lantern used in a mine would then automatically be designated a mining lantern by virtue of its location at said point in time. Much obliged. Here, a little something for your trouble. Never let it be said a dwarf of character doesn't pay his debts. Anyway, if we've nothing else to discuss, just let us pass already. We want to see the ruins. Please, 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 please. No. It's dangerous and off limits. And even if I were the sort of man who could be bribed, which I'm not, I'd be shocked if you two had anything valuable enough for me to risk my neck looking the other way. Why are you and everyone else so bloody obsessed with trying to get a look at the cavern filled with mysterious machina anyway? It's just a bloody scrap heap, isn't it? No, it's so much more. Based on our research, we have reason to believe that those ruins contain... Hush, sister. How many times must you nearly give the game away? It's supposed to be our secret. Yeah, well, they're not going to let you in without knowing. Oh, yes, right. It's just so hard sometimes to contain my enthusiasm. Nothing. These ruins contain nothing of value whatsoever. We shall leave you to your affairs, honorable guard, sir, and bid thee farewell.
I love these two.
They're pretty good. Honestly, I'm beginning to hope that there really is nothing of value in there for all the trouble it's causing. But, as I was about to say, if we've got nothing else to discuss, then you'd best be on your way. It's dangerous to wander about an active dig, and I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Now you can teleport to Tomra.
Folks ought to keep busy. That's my motto. Idle hands are the Fae's playthings. Ha! Wicked White, if you start pestering me like those twins to get inside... I tell you, what's the point of being your guard if you can't profit off it? Why would anyone ever take this job? Poked around Comra, did you? Learn anything about that big find? A machine graveyard, eh? Interesting. This could be the beginning of a great and grand adventure. Or an utterly nonsensical one, though that does have its appeal on occasion, I'll allow. Okay, so here's a concern for the length of the rest of the stream. I have to get my haircut, because yesterday when I went to get the haircut, it was closed until Monday. And my housemate has said that he'll take me this evening when he gets home. I don't know exactly when that'll be. And I don't know how long this is going to go. So what? About an hour more?
Yeah.
They close at 7.
So we would be going until about 5:30.
Yeah. They close at 7. Damn it, what am I going to do?
But the more you think about it, the less likely this is going to happen.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know when. Like, I have to get my head shaved before I get my ID photo taken on Monday. Like, it's non-negotiable.
Well, let's just do a couple like roulettes to level up Scholar.
Yeah,
because
like that's fine.
Get that.
I mean, we could just at the very least finish the quest to get the unlock.
Huh?
So
I prefer to do it at this point. Like that was just like the tease, and if we start the next quest, it's gonna like actually reveal what this alliance raid is, and I would prefer to like do that all in one go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's do some roulettes then.
In that case, shall I show Law that image now?
Sure. I has a fun image of the strategy for the ad phase for a currently relevant savage.
Yes, this is the savage that me and Ott are actually progging right now, and we are on this phase. And again, this is just the ad phase.
What the fuck? Makes sense.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think it's like red ad spawns west. Number 2, gold ad spawns east. Range have to kill the blue ad.
That's 2 of the orange ad.
2 orange ads spawn east. Range have to kill blue ad. Then healers AoE orange ads. Melee bring red ad to low HP. Maintain tanks boss and yellow ad between C and 3. Those are positions that you put on the battlefield with your raid markers. Off tanks the red ad to the west, and I can keep going by shall not.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yep. Here's a.
Yeah.
It's a
lot.
The ads are considered the wall for this fight, the hardest part to learn. We were
talking about this. Yeah, we were talking about this off stream, but like, Lore is very hesitant about healing, and it's because healing has the responsibility of it's like, oh no, if I mess up while healing, everyone will die. And the reason why that doesn't bother Savage Raiders such as Die or myself is because that's just true for everyone. No matter what position you are in the raid, if you mess up, people will die. Even if you're the Black Mage who is allegedly just the turret who deals damage.
Yeah.
Like
the worst part about how evil this fight is the enemies are so adorable.
Anyway, so does anybody want to be a 4th person to jump into some leveling roulettes?
Yeah, I'm covering healer.
I will cover whatever I want because I don't need to level anything right now.
St. Ferrum wants in on frontline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, which ones are we going to do?
We have time for like 1 or 2, like a leveling roulette and a frontline would probably be good.
Okay.
Could also do a leveling and alliance raid, because if we do the alliance raid, we get more people in.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Well, frontline would get 8 people, but...
Yeah, in fact, let's do that alliance raid, and we'll see if we have time after that, because some of the alliance raids are like 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we'll do an alliance as a healer. We'll do an alliance raid.
There are 5 other healers, Lore. Alliance raid is literally the easiest healer job.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, well, whoever wants in on the alliance raid, volunteer.
I can go as the other healer.
We need a tank and 4 DPS.
Yeah. Looks like St. Ferrum wants in, Melena wants in.
Okay.
I already did his roulettes, but I mean,
Milena
also
is in a
jumping at the
public party.
opportunities.
Yeah, Melena's in a party already.
Liana
Is
Oh,
Liana,
I'm not
right?
party leader. That's why I can't invite people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Melena's gonna need to leave party.
Ott can join just for funsies.
Milena says she's good now.
Okay, let me refresh. Cool. Okay, we'll give Art some time to log in. Since it's online right now. Yeah, this should quite happily get me the last level I need to have all the role quests sorted.
Hey,
I have 13 levels to go. I have been doing a daily frontline off stream, even on days when we aren't able to get together for morning leveling. I have one win as a healer, and one win with the disreputable priest title. I need 59 more and 99 more.
Alright, and... Yeah, good question. What do you main in frontline?
Me?
Black Mage, I assume?
No, Black Mage just gets me eaten alive while I'm casting. I go Reaper.
Ah.
Yeah. But do you need to finish the frontline as a healer to count for completing a frontline as a healer?
No.
No,
Just have to start?
You get the experience on the job that you go in as.
No, I mean like for the achievement.
Oh.
I actually don't know. I have no idea.
There's a role-based achievement?
Yes.
Oh.
I believe it has a mount.
No.
Hang on, I'm gonna look.
Oh, are you talking about the Garo mount? Because the disreputable priest thing is not role-based. It's just the disreputable priest is the NPC who's in charge of that thing.
Okay, it looks like it's not as it doesn't have a mount, but it's triumph in 10 matches in the feast or crystalline conflict while taking on the role of melee DPS. There's also 4 frontline, I believe.
Okay, well, crystalline conflict is one where you're not allowed to change jobs in the middle of it. So yes, that is one where you need to be the specific job. The
Frontline.
specific role, rather.
Doesn't look like anyone else is logged in.
Yeah, so I guess we are good to queue up.
Okay.
To see if people are ready to go.
Is there anyone else in chat that wants in?
All right, let's go. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, it wouldn't make sense for Frontline to have any role or job-based achievements because you can change your job in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like how would they keep track of that?
I need to figure out crystalline conflict because there's mounts for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the mount for 200 crystalline conflict wins.
How long did that take you?
I'm not entirely sure. To be fair, I actually got it for 199 crystalline conflict wins because I already had one feast win. The feast has been retired and was replaced by crystalline conflict, and that includes the same achievements.
Gotcha.
So I was able to do it 1 in 199.
Nice. All right, pass me party lead.
We're already queued up.
We are queuing.
Oh, we already queued. Okay.
Crystalline conflict is very fast and a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, when I tried it once, it took 5 minutes. I just, I don't know how to do PvP in this game because I just explode.
Yeah, you kind of just gotta learn by doing. You get a feel for what will make you explode and not do that.
Well, the thing that makes me explode is being in range of enemy characters.
Well,
If they look at me funny, I die.
You in Crystalline Conflict, the you know that barrier that makes you really defensive and prevents knockback and the like. That's a lot more effective in Crystalline Conflict because there's less people actually attacking you, so you can predict and react better.
yeah.
What barrier?
The one that every single job has in PvP.
Hard is
God.
the ability. I don't think Lore knows about guard. That would explain why you explode instantly every time. Guard is your main defensive ability, and every character has it.
Ah, okay.
Reduces damage taken by 90% and grants immunity to stun, heavy, bind, silence, half asleep, sleep, dick, freeze, and knockback and drawing effects for 4 seconds.
That's probably why I do no fucking damage half the time.
Yeah, that would explain it. And that would explain both why you die so fast and why you don't do damage. You didn't realize there are defensive buffs in this game. And we got the labyrinth. Great.
Oh.
This is why I was about to select Ninja and then I remembered, oh no, we might get CT. And if you play Viper in Crystal Tower, you have 2 buttons. You have 2 buttons for a 6-move combo. Figure that one out. It's great.
Just a second.
So much fun.
User macros should get that on the hotbar. Cool. Now I need to catch up with that.
I need to eat.
Always good for experience.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't expect us to do any leveling today, so I put up the golden saucer buff instead of the experience buff.
Oh well.
So Lore is missing out on 10% of his precious XP.
No.
Oh well, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now.
Hit me up sometime and I'll run a game of Frontline on video so you can see what I'm doing. Sure, sometime.
Where is
So,
all?
Switch 2. What do people think about it?
There he is.
Expensive. Oh, shit!
There we go.
Yeah. Anyway, expensive, yes.
I looked at chat and exploded. What just happened?
You stood in the bad.
Yeah. But for what it's worth, I made sure you'd finish painting wing motif before I did that.
Okay, yeah, it's expensive. The games are expensive. And we're still waiting to see if it'll get more expensive for political reasons that we shan't get into.
Yeah.
And of course, as usual, the price in the UK is the price in America, just with pounds replacing dollars.
Yeah, which makes it almost twice as much. Well, not almost. Well, yeah, that's a slight exaggeration.
Is the pound
but...
really that weak right now?
Yeah.
No. The pound is more expensive, a lot more expensive.
Oh, right,
than,
strong. I had that backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that a lot with video game stuff. They just convert the prices from dollars to pounds with no actual conversion, just straight up. Yeah, we're just going to charge you more.
$80 today is $60, $20, $15. That is true. Like, okay, here's the thing. Video games are adjusted for inflation, less money for more than they were even 20 years ago, let alone in the early 90s, when they were really expensive. We've gotten used to
$60.
Yeah, $60. So seeing it go up is painful. But I'm not going to say that's not where the price of games should be going up.
People did not kill the skeletons.
Nope. Laura, you're gonna have to resurrect die.
Oh shit. Good cast. Resurrection. I didn't get out of that.
Still, I'm pretty sure the price of games have escalated like faster than
I've got odd.
general inflation is.
They really haven't. It's here's the thing
What the
about the
fuck
way
is happening?
People
lots
are
of AOE's
people,
are happening. You gotta deal with them.
yeah, people aren't killing the skeletons, so the skeletons are just doing a massive amount of damage.
Anyway, so the thing about video game prices is that the increase in the cost of video games has been kind of hidden by the way they do microtransactions and shit. And so it's a little like hard. Like, what is the price of a game is a question that is not so easy to answer anymore. Yes, people have gotten used to the idea of $60 being the price tag for a video game.
You're gonna have to get yourself up, Law.
Okay.
I mean, like, has inflation really been like 266% since the 90s?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it has.
Also, they were selling for like $90 in the 90s.
Yeah.
No,
At least like the big deal games were at like Target and Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
SNES games were going for like
50,
$80
it
to
was
$90.
usually 50, but every once in a while they would be like, "This is a super premium game, so we're going to sell it for a lot." But yeah,
from my experience, PS1 games were always £30, unless they were a platinum re-release where there'd been a million sales, so they re-released it with a platinum label, and they were £20. So games just feel incredibly more expensive for me.
Yeah, so but here's the thing about coming back to modern day. Like, I've seen a lot of complaining about the price for Switch games, and I don't really get it for several reasons. One, like we're talking. Well, I mean, I do get it because price increases suck. So there's that.
Wait,
yeah, Laura, you're coming to the middle here.
Hurry! Never mind. We only have 3 people in the middle. We've wiped already.
Teleporter is the shortcut to get back to the teleporter? Oh shit! Right. You're right. My fairy is not out. And I'm dead. This is a disaster.
Anyway. So, prices. There are like a couple things that about the price of Switch 2 games that I feel like are just worth mentioning. One is that the rest of the industry is going to go to $80 and $90 for prices probably within a year. Certainly by the time GTA 6 comes out, because GTA 6 is going to be like $90.
No,
maybe
they said
even
it would be
$100.
They've already said it's going to be 100, and people are bragging about buying it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. GTA is going to be $100.
Am I going left or right? Oh wait, no,
we're
this
going
is
middle.
just...
We're B.
We're going middle.
Okay.
Yeah, GTA is going to come out. It's going to be $100, and then the rest of the industry is going to follow that because it's like, well, our game is also worth $100. No, it's not, but they're not going to. Who cares? So I think that within 2 years, Switch 2 games will actually end up being cheaper than Sony or Xbox games, which, don't get upset at me because I said it. And then, the other thing too is that I feel a lot better about paying $80 for a Nintendo game than paying $80 for, say, a Ubisoft game, because there's a much higher chance that the Nintendo game is going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Finished? When it comes out.
Log it back on the platform. Log it back on the platform. We need 4 people on the platform when the next team can't attack.
Ah, I gotcha.
We have 5. Okay, one's going.
Still have to stand on the platform because C still needs it to kill their thing. There we go. So yeah, it sucks. Things are expensive, but like, it's only so much Nintendo's fault. Sometimes shit is expensive because shit is expensive.
Yeah. Can't believe GTA is going to cost $100 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest problem is income hasn't gone up with the inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
getting dangerously close to more politics.
Yeah.
The thing that really rankles about it is, I don't give a shit about GTA. Like, I don't like it. I don't want to play it. I'm not interested, and so it causing a massive inflation in the price of games is so annoying.
That's kind of where I'm at too. Like, I actually probably do like GTA is fun. Like, it's not my favorite series, but like GTA games are fun. I enjoy playing them. But like, GTA 6 is going to come out, and then everyone's going to say it's like, oh, video games are worth $100 now, but then they're not going to make games that are worth $100.
Yeah.
GTA 6 will be worth $100, even if it's not Laura's cup of tea. The next Ubisoft game that where they charge $100 for it, probably not worth $100, but that's going to be the price tag.
Yeah. And also, that may have been one of like the most hipster things I've ever said.
Which thing?
No.
I haven't cared about GTA since it went 3D. I really like GTA 2.
Is it even possible to play GTA 1 or 2 today without, like, doing some serious finagling? Like, are GTA 1 and 2 available on any modern system?
No.
It used to be on Steam, and then for some reason Rockstar just took it down. So you can still find the PC versions online to download, but they're not exactly legitimate.
Yeah. They were probably taken down because they couldn't get them to run on modern systems, and so, you know.
Oh no, they run fine. I downloaded them.
Really? Okay.
Oh
well,
yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely fine. And the PC versions even have the most features because the PlayStation 1 version of 2 is always in daytime. The Dreamcast version of 2 is always at night, but the PC version has a day-night cycle.
Yep. All right, we're dealing with this middle one. I probably should have gone tank for this because our tank is leaving something to be desired.
Ow, I shouldn't have stood next to the tank. Destroy the napalms if you can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Switch 2. They are coming out the gate swinging as far as games go.
The only one I really want off of that list that is going to be a Nintendo exclusive is Metroid Prime 4. I don't think Silk Song is going to be a Nintendo exclusive, so I can play that wherever.
And nothing else really excited me besides Metroid Prime 4 and
the Pokemon ZA is going to be very good too.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I'll probably get that on Switch 2 if I have a Switch 2 by the time it comes out.
I
am also
didn't really get excited about it.
I'm also looking forward to the performance enhancements on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
But don't you have to pay? Don't you have to pay for the performance enhancements?
Yeah, it's like $30 to upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're doing away with physical games. The physical things are now just keys to be able to play the digital downloads.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
The worst part about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild was always the game's performance on the Switch, and so that will be like a definable, like an objective improvement to the game, being able to play it on the Switch too.
Is Metroid Prime 4 still coming to the Switch 1?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I'm not worried then.
That's also one that, like, even if it is available on the Switch One, I will personally be waiting until I can play it on the Switch Two.
Oh yeah, well, if I can't get a Switch 2, I'll play it on the Switch 1. But
I'm good, even if I can't get a Switch 2 right away, I'm still waiting because first-person shooters, especially, are very performance dependent. Like that is going to be a worse game on the Switch 1 because of frame rate or other performance issues. Like, it just is, because that's just kind of how first-person shooters are.
you're being corrected only for some games. I think the only ones they confirmed weren't on the cart were both third party.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's more of a relief.
That's more of a relief. That's probably... Yeah, that's probably going to be true for the FF7 games, because I don't think you can fit Rebirth on a single cartridge.
Yeah, definitely not.
Although that would be... Imagine if Rebirth comes out and it's on multiple cartridges. That would be the funniest fucking thing.
Hellbomb?
We're going to wipe on this pause. I can feel it. With this party, it's going to happen.
Oh god, I didn't know that cleaved. Okay, to the platform.
The fact that physical copies are more expensive than digital copies, rather than digital copies being less expensive than the physical copies, is some bullshit.
I mean, that's a glass. You're saying the fact that the glass is half empty instead of half full is bullshit?
Well, what I'm saying
right?
is they should have reduced the price of digital, not increased the price of physical.
Agreed.
Did both though? Like,
also, I certainly had a moment of this is my philosophical stance on this.
I knew it. I told you.
Yep.
I called it. I knew it was going to happen.
Like, there was a quiz I was watching, and I enjoy playing quizzes along when I'm watching them, and I answered glass half full, and the person answering the question on the show answered glass half empty. He's like, well, that answers that philosophical question for me. That tank is not turning the boss away from the party, and instead is aiming him at us.
I think this is one where you usually point the boss this direction because it's towards the outside of the arena.
Now, we move him here, but still point him away from the party.
Really? I have literally never seen that.
Okay, platform.
I don't appreciate that guy in chat calling us cowards.
This time we'll be able to go for it.
I got the magic stick.
All right. You guys want to call it there?
I think we should.
I got temperance. Check out this ability.
Ha! Nice.
While I'm doing this, everyone around me gets a damage reduction.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Cool ability. One of the White Mage Wings are one of their big abilities.
Also makes my healing do more.
Yeah. Alright.
All right. Well, that's where we're going to end for today. So I'll read my schedule and get off. Before I do, I would like to plug my Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/LoreweaverStreams. The link's also in the description of the YouTube video and can be found with the !Patreon command in Twitch chat. I make my living off of Patreon. It's my sole source of income. And I make enough to pay my rent and my bills, but I'm mostly just scraping by beyond that. And I need to save up money because I'm moving across the country in June. So if you could go to my Patreon and pledge $1 a month or $1 per stream or anything in between, I'd be grateful. I'm grateful to everybody who pledges because you're the reason I have this strange, silly job that I love so much. If it weren't for you guys, I would still be doing something horrible and soul-sucking like being a burger flipper or a telemarketer. So thank you. As for the schedule, tomorrow I will be playing Horizon Zero Dawn for a patron. Monday I will not be streaming. I'm going a few towns over to get a new ID so that I can actually fly in June. Tuesday, I'll be playing Root Double Before Crime After Days for a patron. Wednesday, I'll be restarting Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc for a patron. Next Thursday, I will not be streaming because I've got a doctor's appointment. Next Friday will be the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative for a patron. And next Saturday will, of course, be our weekly Final Fantasy XIV stream. So that's what's coming up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.
Ciao for now.
Bye.